What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hello, but welcome back to another edition of Sports Transfer News live on Blueclouds Media. My name is Nate Zion, and bringing you guys the most anticipating and trending news on Chelsea FC and other sports-related topics to discuss on this platform. As it is, if you're really a Chelsea fan, you should really have to buckle up because we have a lot of transfer roller coaster ride for you today. Yes, absolutely. Just when we thought the Omorodion deal was done, as it is, guess what? It is off. But yeah, wait a minute. Joao Felix to Chelsea is really going all over right now. Joao Felix to Chelsea is the latest trending news, and Gallagher swap deal also Chelsea. It is very wild at this moment. So guys, join us in this live stream as we break down the latest transfer and trends and take your questions as well. So like I always say, stick with us, stick with me for the next an hour of live streaming. And the main headlines for the show is right there. Do not go anywhere. Be around you. I'm here by myself today. My co-host is very busy on the show. So if you're here watching this, let me know where exactly you're watching us from, whether X or YouTube. As I said, you keep your questions coming in and drop your comments in the comment section below. If you're watching us on X, lovely. If YouTube, also lovely. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, follow and subscribe. Also, if you're X, don't forget to follow us on X and other platforms so you don't miss anything from our channel. Like I said, there is a lot of news to talk about. Why did the Omorodion deal fall apart? Why did it collapse? What is going on with Gallagher? And what is the latest trend on Joao Felix? Also, we can talk about Diego Morero on his way as Chelsea is selling him to Strasbourg for a fee of $2 million. We'll also talk about that as we are live here. So, guys, do not go anywhere. Like I said, we got bumper news, a lot of news to talk about on this platform today. Blueclouds Media. My name is Nate Zion, bringing you the latest transfer news and other related sports news. We can also talk about the medal table, the medal itself, and how many medals, who won the who won the table in terms of medal collection in just ended Olympics game in France 2024. We'll also talk about that. So we'll be right back in just a second. Do not go anywhere. Like I said, Leo Desperandons, hang on to hope. We'll be back in just a second. Welcome back again, beautiful people. As the news is, welcome back everyone from YouTube and X at the same time. Chelsea Omorodion deal collapse. Joao Felix and swap deal emerges as it is, and we have other sub headlines on the show as it is. Omorodion rejects Chelsea's offer, citing lack of respect. I will explain that as the stream goes on. I will definitely have to explain myself on that. So do not worry about that at all. Gallagher Felix swap also on the table as Chelsea Atletico negotiation negotiate at the and both deal, and also Lukaku nears Napoli move. Sterling future tied to Felix deal. Madueke and Morera could depart amidst Chelsea's squad reshuffle. So these are the news to talk about. There's a lot of news to talk about, like I said. But where are we going to start from? We're going to start from the Chelsea's Omorodion deal collapse, Joao Felix swap deal. I'm going to break it down, explain why the deal really collapsed and what is the details behind it. Big up to you, Peter Pan. I hope you're doing very well all the way back wherever you are. I hope I extend my greetings to everyone out there. Peter Pan's, I'll read these comments so I can move on with the discussion. Chelsea will need to sell a lot of players, according to Peter Pan. Peter Pan said the UK. Big up to all my followers, all my friends of this platform that supports me, on both on X and YouTube. I say thank you very much for all that you've been doing for the past years. Thank you for everyone that supports this platform. Really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But where do we start from? Chelsea Omorodion deal collapse. Joao Felix swap deal emerges. As it is, what I've been reading a lot and what I've been told is the difference is, look, let's make this clear. Let's make this really clear. Omorodion is just like bringing in a Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, a lot of you might know, some might not know. Jackson was not a natural number 9. He was a winger. He fell into a position where he's not really used to. But since then, he's learning and he's got better. Chelsea brought him from Villarreal, went as a winger, but he became a striker, fell into a position when he needed someone to score goals. But Nicholas Jackson, first season at Chelsea, hasn't done nothing wrong at all, but he has proven. He has done better than Didier Drogba's first season. I'm not trying to compare him to Didier Drogba. I want to make that clear right now. Clarify that. I'm not trying to compare him and Didier Drogba at the same time. But I'm trying to tell you that Didier Drogba's first season at Chelsea was not that impressive. But Nicholas Jackson scored more goals than he did. So bringing in Omorodion, even I watched the finals between the Spaniards, and what happened? Spain and France. Omorodion did not play. He did not take part. So it's a big, huge gamble to bring a player like that. And I've even read some of his strengths and weakness. He's holding on to the ball. He's not that great holding on to the ball. So it's like bringing in another Nicholas Jackson, giving him another whole season to get better or to understand the English culture or to improve himself or to get better to be able to play on the highest level for Chelsea. So that's a big risk over there. And also, I've read into it, and what I got to understand that Chelsea, according to other reports, that Chelsea were trying to get more of 50% of his right. And when they say 50% of his right, I don't really know where this is coming from. But the rights can be either contract and other things that is attached to Omorodion himself. Chelsea were trying to claim more of it, and it looks like he was not happy with it. The club was not happy with it. So, according to the other headline that I put in, he rejected Chelsea's offer. You get what I'm saying? He rejected Chelsea's offer in that regard. So, what is Chelsea going to do in that instance? They're also going to be a deal done with Atletico Madrid. Chelsea have to sell Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid. But how can Chelsea sell Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid? They have to sell him for full profit. So we're going to get Joao Felix. Also, there's something that I will talk about Joao Felix. That I feel like it is going to be a wrong move for Chelsea to bring Joao Felix from Atletico Madrid. If you have to go pay for Joao Felix, why wouldn't I spend a little bit more money and bring in Nico Williams? Excuse me, not Nico Jackson, Nico Williams. We know what we can get from Joao Felix. Joao Felix have been in the football club before. He's played in the Premier League before. So you know what you could get for Joao Felix, but we don't know what to get from Nico Williams. Joao Felix work rate is very low, but does it suit Enzo Maresca's style of play? Does it? To me, I think it does. But off the ball, he doesn't have the attitude to run around the ball like others do. But is he entitled to do that? That's also another question. All right, so big up to Maya Peter Pan. Thank you very much for your comment. Big up to Maya. Maya said, big up to Nia and the chat, everyone there. More likes, more live, more live. Thank you very much. Then Maya said that the Omorodion deal is of he rejected the offer. That's what I was just saying. There's too many reports, two reports going out there, according to 50% rights that Chelsea was trying to claim. And to me, the club and himself feel that was a bit disrespect to the player himself. So he rejected that. But it's not just rejection. To be honest with you, I don't think he fits what we're trying to do. It's not that guy that come in to be the number one striker to help Chelsea. And many reports are also saying that Enzo Maresca himself is looking for a striker, but nothing else. He's looking for a striker that can help the team, nothing more than a striker. And I feel like Enzo Maresca is 100% right. We've brought all these wingers. We have wingers. We brought in some strikers. We have Nicolas Jackson that can play in a striking role. We have Nkunku also there that can also play in that role. But is it more suitable? Wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be better if we bring in a natural number 9 who can help the team and take that pressure off Cole Palmer and Nicolas Jackson and have more option on the left-hand side if you're thinking of selling Raheem Sterling? Let's think outside the box if really that makes sense. Maya said that Nico Williams is staying at Bilbao. Absolutely. I've watched some new videos on that where he transformed his, I think, the number 11 jersey to somebody else, and he's been given the number 10 jersey right now. And I think he deserves it. He really, really deserves it. But it's not over yet. The transfer window is not closed. If Chelsea are so ambitious and they want to challenge the guys up there, the likes of Manchester City and Arsenal, to win the Premier League, Nico Williams will be a great addition. Nico Williams alone will solve almost about 40% of your problems on the left-hand side. Because the left-hand side of Chelsea is very, very bad. To be honest with you, the left-hand side of Chelsea doesn't produce much. Raheem Sterling always run into brick walls and end up losing the ball. So I think that the left-hand side really need a lot of work. Okay. Big up to my brother Dante. Dante in the house. Big up to you, Dante. Maya said that big up Dante. Yeah, big up to Dante. Ni. Maya said Ni, I think that purchasing Felix is not a bad deal. I understand his recent record. Absolutely. As you said, I mean, if you say it's not a bad deal in terms of the money, it's not that bad. From what I'm reading, is 40 million. It will be a good deal. But sometimes off the ball, you need some kind of effort and legs to help with the defense also in that manner. That's what you don't get from Joao Felix. But I believe that 40 million is a good deal. Atletico Madrid paid 108 million for this player a couple years ago. And look how bad his numbers have dropped. He came to Chelsea on loan. He went back to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid loaned him to Barcelona. And Barcelona weren't willing to. I don't know what the problem is. I feel like maybe the could be the problem. But if the wages, and from what I've read and what I've been told, he's willing to drop his wages down to start with his and to continue with his career. He wants to be at one place. So from what we read, Pochettino did not want him. Else he would have been here after his loan spell at Chelsea. But he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I believe he's a good player, just like you see. Joao Felix is a good player. But if he's willing to be on the left-hand side, That would be great because all the players that plays on our left hand side, to be honest with you, I don't want to use the word crap. I don't want to use the word shit. I don't want to use those words, but they are not producing enough. Modric from Mihalo Modric hasn't done that. Hasn't To me, I feel like he need a loan. He need a loan out to the football club because he's giving time and time after time. And I've seen during preseason, anytime he comes on, it doesn't affect the game. His contributions are very, very low. And I feel like we need someone better to help on the left hand side. The right hand side we're secured. Maybe Nkuku can also play on the left hand side, in my opinion. The comments are keep coming. Guys, keep the comments coming, and I'll take my time to read it today. And I'll give you the chance also, you guys to come on. Just like I said, this is what the show is all about. It's for the people. And I create the show, but the fans also have voice. Maya, thank you very much for your comment. Dante, big up to you, Dante. JC said, hello, Nee. How are you? I'm doing wonderful, my brother. It's a beautiful day today. It is absolutely 78 degrees outside, nice and sunny. You can't ask for any more of that kind of a weather. So thank you very much. And in my life, I always say when I wake up in the morning and I hear the birds and then the chickens and the hens making those noise, then it's a beautiful day for me. Not everybody went to bed last night and be able to wake up this morning and see the sunlight again. So I'm blessed to be among the living. Yes, I call myself a living legend, so I'm part of the living today. Guys, I haven't said this. We got 70 of you watching live on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, if it's the first time watching us live, also do me a favor, subscribe to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. The show is transfer show today, and Football Minutes will be back again right after the transfer window closes. And like I said, my name is Nate Zion. You can see my name right there. Presenting the latest show and the rumors surrounding Chelsea FC and other issues that is surrounding association football. I love to talk about it. The Olympics just ended. We're also going to talk about the medal table. US emerged as highest gold winning medalist country. It's all about the US and the rest of the world. They won it. They did better. UK did not do good in terms of the gold winning, but they did good in other aspects. They dropped down from what it did in the previous Olympics. They didn't do that good this time. But big up to you. Thank you very much. Panara is the name. He said, Omorodion is waste according to him. Chelsea should go for Osimhen. Right now, I'm just crying for Osimhen right now at this moment. He's never my favorite, but from how things are shaping and what he's saying, he wants to move. Antonio Conte have put down some instructions and things that he wants. He wants a goalkeeper, he wants a striker, he wants a midfielder to get this team. And you have to remember, Napoli did not qualify for Europe, the European competition. I think they didn't qualify for Champions League this season. So Antonio Conte needs some players in, and he wants Osimhen. There was also another incident where I think Osimhen and either a supporter somewhere in the nightclub yesterday. I saw it on X today. So it's not looking good for Osimhen in Italy right now. Osimhen has to move away from Italy and join Chelsea. But Chelsea have to make that deal. Happen. Felix will be a bench woman, according to JC. It's very difficult. It's a very, very difficult situation right now with Joao Felix. Joao Felix, I don't want Joao Felix at Chelsea. But would you guys say Felix will be better than Raheem Sterling? Is Felix better than Modric? I know Felix is definitely better than Modric right now. From eye test, from what I've seen statistic-wise, Joao Felix is way better. But just like you said, he will be a bench warmer. But the only way that Chelsea can do this deal is when they get Raheem Sterling on the other side. If Raheem Sterling is going to Saudi, then it means that it can open the way for Felix to come in. But if Sterling doesn't move, it means that Joao Felix deal is not gonna come and happen. So I want you guys to just relax. Now I'm trying not to believe anything that I read anymore until I see the player don the jersey. I don't want to believe anything that anyone's right, anyone published. How many times have we seen, here we go, Omorodion to Chelsea, he's done deal, and I fall in love with it. And I fall in love. I got too crazy. I got too happy. And I made a video and I said, Omorodion, here we go, because too many people have published that on X. So I took that upon myself. And so now I'm just going to take things easy. And until I see the player wearing the jersey, before I can come up over here and then blah, 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 and yappy over here on this platform, because I want to cool things down. Yeah. Maya said that we should focus on Osimhen. Napoli just made a bid for Lukaku. Yeah, Osimhen. I think the Osimhen deal will go through, because right now Napoli has Paris Saint-Germain are not in the race for Victor Osimhen anymore. It's all Chelsea. Maya said that we should focus on Osimhen. Okay, Panara. I'm sure that's the name. I got your name right. He said Napoli want Lukaku for 21 million plus 5 million add-ons. Chelsea also pricing Lukaku very high. 40 million is what Chelsea asking for. That Napoli don't want to pay 40 million for Lukaku. That is the reason why this deal is hanging in the air. Thank you very much, Panara, for your comment. Keep them coming. Keep it coming. Dante, my brother, said yeah, we all says yeah, we all love Nico Williams, but the player also need to want to come to Chelsea. Easy said, done. Absolutely. I do agree with you. Maya said that we need someone for Modric competition. Modric himself has a competition, but those two players there are not doing themselves a justice. You get what I'm saying? Modric has Raheem Sterling on the left-hand side, but both players, I don't think there's a good competition there, because none of those two players are really producing much on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, middle, I said we are secured. But if Raheem Sterling can produce something good on the left-hand side, then Chelsea can have a good season. The defense, from what I saw yesterday, is getting better. Fofana has to wake up. Fofana did something stupidly yesterday. He just rushed onto the player and lost the ball. And I've said many times that he's not my kind of a defender. And I don't really like Fofana at Chelsea, because he has shown me so many times that his defending awareness is very, very poor. You would never see John Terry rushing to tackles like that and then leave the ball. He lost the ball. He never made any contact with the ball. He just ran onto the player and lost the ball. If you guys watched that game carefully yesterday, I'm not so sure about the minute where he did that, but if you guys go back and watch the game, you see that kind of error that Fofana did. It could have resulted into a goal. And as a player that plays on a high level, you can't keep on making that same mistake all the time. You can't keep doing it. And Fofana has to get better. And also, we can talk about Reece James. Reece James injury, I did a little post on it, and I put an AI video on that Reece James news a couple days ago. So the hamstring is the problem for Reece, but we'll talk about that later when I get you guys, some of you on board. We got 16 of us watching live on YouTube, and others, and I think we have 23 of you watching live on the X at this moment. If you're watching us on X and you haven't followed us, please do me a favor, follow the channel, follow me. And if you want to have any reaction with me, if you want to have any conversation with me, I'm always free. I will not ignore your comments. I will never ignore you. I will give you an answer. I'll communicate with you. I'll reply your messages as they come in. So don't feel shy to send me a message or anything. And I'm always open up for improvement and correction. If I say something here that doesn't make sense, you have every right to call me up and say, hey man, that don't make sense. Or that don't make sense. That's my opinion. If you feel it's not right, just let me know. And you put your opinion on the table, and when we all talk about it, and we'll find a way. Big up to you, Swedish said, I'm happy to bring Felix back again. Get Osimhen also good central defense we will rise again, according to Swadish. Thank you very much, Swadish. Um, you know, like you said, Felix might be good, could be bad. We don't know. Maybe the style of Enzo Maresca could get the best out of Joao Felix in that manner. We need a centre back and a striker. I don't think we need a centre back, Maya. I think the most important thing right now is we need a striker. And some of these players will be leaving the football club. From what I'm reading, some of these players that we already have will be leaving the football club in from what I have read and what I've been told. JC said Fofana plays like a top dancer. I couldn't do JC. Look, to be honest with you, what I love about Fofana is the pace. He has the pace, but sometimes you have to put that pace away and use your brain to defend. John Terry was not born with pace, but his defending awareness is spot on. Real Ferdinand was not born with pace. He barely goes on the ground. Vidic has pace, but barely goes on the ground. Very strong. You get what I'm saying? Kyle Walker, he used to play, he used to rely on his pace a lot when he used to defend. But last 2 seasons, a documentary that I listened, on an interview that I listened, he said he used to, but he realized that as you keep growing, that pace will be reducing. You will be going and decreasing in your pace. So what then you have to do? You have to use more of your relax and then use your brain to do more of the defending than using your pace. Because one day a time will come, you're gonna run anymore. And you gotta, if you want to stay on top for a long time, like the likes of a Ferdinand, Real Ferdinand, Jean Terry, Vincent Companies, and many of the top defenders that we've seen in the Premier League, you have to stop relying on your pace and defend very well. Give the gap. Don't get too close, because if your striker has so much pace, it will outrun you. He will outrun you, leave you behind, and just go a bit. Would I say 5 yards? 5 yards is too much. A yard away on your defender, and make sure you can cover him up and push him away from you. Push him away, cover him up. Don't rush into tackles. Says, what are your thoughts on Pedro Neto? Pedro Neto, brilliant player, outstanding player. The problem with Pedro Neto is the injury. The other day, I had his injury record. It's like since 2000, since it's been 2002, three, every season he gets injured. Last season he was injured twice, and those are, I think, hamstring. He got injured twice, and he missed almost about 40 something games, 20 something games, and it's not good. But if Chelsea can manage Pedro Neto and be able to keep him fit for the rest of the season, that is a plus. Okay, Pedro Neto can play on the right hand side and the left hand side at the same time. So, hallelujah, Chelsea fan. We don't have to worry so much about Modric and Raheem Sterling. The competition is right there. You guys are looking for competition for Modric and Sterling. It's right there. Pedro Neto will give them those competition. And I'm very, very sure the work rate of Pedro Neto will kick Sterling and Modric away, and he will become the number one, and Sterling will be number two. If Sterling doesn't want that, then he better move to Saudi Arabia right now so we can find someone else to compete with Pedro Neto. Because I don't think that Modric is the guy to compete with Pedro Neto, in my honest opinion. Maya said, thank God we have a Gustoni topic for later on. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll talk about Gusto performance yesterday and how he was being, Andrew Moraska played him was amazing. Michael, big up to you, Michael. Arthur, big up to you, Michael. I'm sure Michael is calling from GH Ghana. I hope everyone is doing absolutely. He's right there. He says, a good job, bro. Watching you live from GH Ghana, Accra, Ghana. Big up to the motherland. I hope everyone there is doing very well. I'll say Akwaba. You're welcome, my brother. JC said, I read on Twitter that Pedro Neto is taking tips on recovery from Reece James, and that's very, very scary. Reece James hasn't recovered yet. He's back to the hospital room again. Reece James hasn't recovered yet. So what if he's taking tips from Reece James for recovering? Then that is a big bummer. That's a big bummer. That's a bummer. Big one there. Big one. We cannot accept that to happen. So what you said, uh, is it Veggie? Veggie look good, and we can use him as center defender. We already. Oh, Renato Viega look very, very good. We can use him as a center defender. We already have Cucurella and Ben Chilwell well as left back. What is your thought? From what I've heard is Viega can play 4 positions, but I'm not so sure. Right now, I can't remember if indeed he can play in that center back role. But why not? He can. Like I've said over here on this platform, every good player that I have seen playing in world football, all those players have been managed by different managers, which play different styles, and always the good players excel. Good players doesn't want to be are not used to playing one specific formation or philosophy of position. Good players plays good in multiple positions, and they always stand out. No matter where you put them, they'll do the job for you. Just like in Gola Conte, Gola Conte play was also good under Sarri. When Sarri put him out front to score goals, he did get some goals for Mauricio Sarri, and he did his defensive job also very well. So I always say good players always stand out. No matter the manager, no matter the style of football, no matter what you put them, they will always stand out. So if Viega is that good of a player, I'm sure if they help him out in that central defensive role, he can partner either Levi Kowa or Badishile. Badishile is a little bit, so much, would I say errors or mistake in him, and I know that can be fixed. But if the defensive shape is where, if Enzo Morales can fix that defensive problems. Panara said, I'm from India. Panara, big up to you, Panara. Nice to our indie fans, those that support this platform. Guys, do me a favor. If you guys can share the link for me wherever platform you find yourself, either X, if you're watching us on X, you can retweet it. I thank each and every one that have liked it already. Some have loved it already, and those some of you have also reposted. I was going to say retweeted, but now you have to move on from retweet to repost. Those that reposted, thank you very much. And anyone else that have like it, thank you very much on X that are watching this live. We got 33 of our X viewers watching live. I want to know your thoughts. If you're on X, you remember you can also shoot me a message. It'll show up on my dashboard right here, and I'm willing to read them for you. And I always say this platform, you don't pay a dime. I'm not charging you a dime. I'm not here to make money off Chelsea. I love doing this as an hobby. If I really want to make money right now, things will change. Yes, not now. I don't make a bunch of money from Chelsea Football Club. I love the content that I create, but that's not where I position myself. You get what I'm saying? I love it. A CFC Dante said, hamstring, brother. Absolutely. Hamstring. I said that earlier on. Hamstring. What I read, too many hamstrings. And he missed a lot of game time for Wolves. But we hope the best. I'll pray for him. I pray for him. The only reason I'm a strong Christian, and I'll go down my knees one of these days and pray and just dedicate that day for Pedro Neto. I hold on his knees and tie them up to God to draw his blessings on it. Put his, I'll deliver him to Buddha. I'll deliver him to God. I'll be every good God out there. I'll make sure they protect Pedro Neto at Chelsea so it becomes successful. He has to be successful at Chelsea. Neto and James were recovering bodies when they were out rehabilitation or rehabbing, know each other, were good friends in the hospital. I know they've met each other in the hospital many times. Renato Viega, absolutely. Okay, I think it's past 30 minutes on time to drop the link as the show keep going on. So time to drop the link, guys. I have dropped the link. Dante, JC, Maya, Panara, everyone, Swedish, everyone there. Remember, you're welcome to join me here over here, and let's discuss some of these news going on regarding. And we have to remember also we can move on from Omorodion deal. I have explained one of the reasons, two of the reasons why the deal collapsed, and some other news that we can talk about. We have our United fans also joining us here. Phantom of many topics. Say hello, Phantom. How are you? Are you guys? According to reports, also, um, Bruno Fernandes is aiming to become the highest payer at Manchester United. Do you guys think he really deserves it? Scala will join me here on the show to tell me if he does. He's a Manchester United fan. We'll talk about Bruno Fernandes for a little bit and see if he really deserves to be highest payer, a paid player at Manchester United. What's you guys' thoughts on it? We're done with that one. But before we get into that, Scala, welcome to the show again, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for having me. Wake up. I mean,
Can you hear me, Scala?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome to the show. And how is your day going?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean,
Good.
you mentioned Bruno Fernandes and his
No.
wages.
Hold on. Before we go to Bruno, I'm sure you've heard some of the topics that we're discussing regarding Chelsea's player that was being
Yeah.
linked, Omorodion and Joao Felix. What's your thoughts on that one before we move to Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, look, I mean, the striker which whose deal collapsed, I think that's a blessing in disguise. I wasn't rating him. I saw some clips of him. He looks like a mid-table striker, and I don't think he's the level of Chelsea. I think he's a decent player for a club like, I mean, I don't know, maybe Fulham or something like that, or maybe Brentford. But I don't know, man. I'm not. I mean, look, I wasn't convinced with him, and I think this is a good thing which happened because you should not be spending money just because a striker is available. He's not even prolific. He didn't score many goals in the La Liga as well. So it's not like you're buying a proof. I mean, you have, I think, a better option. I mean, probably not as strong, but you have Nicholas Jackson, who's not really a striker, but you bought him from La Liga as well. So I think you need a specialist number nine. Anytime Chelsea have done well, they had that number nine. So that's my thought on that collapse deal. And Joao Felix is a player I really like, but unfortunately for him, he's a player which is very. He has a very particular and like a particular skill set. You know,
Yeah.
he's not really a player which will fit into every system. You know, so if you are playing, I think you need to build a team around him. That's my opinion, because he's not a player who will just come in and he'll do a Cole Palmer. He's not that kind of a player, because he has his own weaknesses, but he's a very quality player on the ball, especially, and even in the loan spell he had at your club.
Mhm.
If you remove his red card, he showed why he's one of the highly rated players in the world. And I
Atletico
would like,
paid a couple years ago. Atletico paid 108 million for him when he was around 16 to 17 years. But
yeah, I
why
mean,
hasn't it lived up to the expectation if it's that
yeah, I
great
think that
a
was. I
player?
mean, look, Atletico paid that money because they sold Griezmann to Barcelona, and they wanted to replace him, and he wasn't really a like-to-like replacement, despite playing the same position like a number 10 or a
Yeah.
false nine. But the difference is, you see, even Griezmann has gone back to Atletico. Griezmann is like a workhorse as well. He's not just a very good player on the ball. If you look at his work rate, even for France, you know, he works his backside off, and that's probably an aspect, especially when you're playing under Simeone. You cannot, be lethargic, and I don't think Felix likes that side of the game. I saw even the one game you played against us. I think Felix scored. He wasn't really tracking back. You know, that's not his kind of a game. You know, he wants to do stuff on the ball. So I'm a bit skeptical of this signing, although I do like the player. I'm not sure how Maresca uses it, especially with all the attackers you have. I saw today a list, like I think you have like 6 to 7 attackers who can play in the first team. You know, I mean, let's assume like Cole Palmer and Nkunku always start, you know, because that's two of your probably your best players, and you have that probably one more position left. If you play a number 10, maybe you have two more positions. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know where Felix plays because, in my opinion, your best midfielders Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo, which leaves. Let's assume Chelsea play 4-3-3, and you play Nkunku, Jackson, and Cole Palmer. So where does Felix play? Because in my opinion, he's not really an impact player off the bench. He needs to start. I don't see him coming off the bench and creating stuff. He's not really a kind of player in my opinion. But I want to see him, man, in the Premier League. He's a player I do really like the way he manipulates the ball, his dribbling. He's a craftsman. He's not really he's not a Mason Mount. He has a very specific skill set. So.
That's
Uh,
that's
we'll
why I
see.
said that it depends on how Enzo Maresca wants to use him because he's not a guy off the ball. He doesn't put in much more effort into it in terms of tracking back and all that. But if Maresca is willing to let him stay up there and do his job and sacrifice the other players to do the other job, then that's fine. That's what I was saying. So thank you very much,
Yeah,
Scala, on your opinion on that aspect of it. Joao Felix and the Omorodion deal, and I've given my opinion on it. I think that it was, we all fall in love with it, but I've said it here that the guy is not really what Chelsea wants. He's not good enough. It's just like bring in another Nicholas Jackson, have a whole season to prove himself again. Even if you look at the finals, he didn't even play for the finals for Spain. He didn't. So why would Chelsea spend that much money? And other reports are saying Chelsea is trying to take 50% of his right away, and the club is not happy with that, and the player himself is not happy, and because of that, he has rejected to join Chelsea. I'm very happy. I'm very very happy. Um, we'll come back to Scala and to talk about the um Bruno Fernandes new deal and how he could emerge as the highest paid player at Manchester United. Let's welcome my brother CFC Dante in the building. Santiago, big up to you, Santiago. Big up to you, Phantom of Minute topic. Dante, good morning, my brother. Welcome back to the show. I hope you are doing well and the family is doing well as well.
Yeah, same to you. Hope everyone's well and in the chat as well. Hello to everyone. Yeah, look,
Absolutely.
Joao Felix. Well, yeah, I'm not his biggest fan. I never really wanted him in the first place when he first came. I didn't think he suit and fit the Premier League that well. And basically, he did what he's done his whole career: dribble, dribble, dribble. Final product missing, a bit more
No end product.
selfish. Yeah, not my type of player. Um, I don't see how he fits in this team unless the manager really wants him and he's going to put him in the right system. Then, look, that's fine. If he comes really cheap as well, he reduces his wages a lot, which apparently he's just was saying. I don't see him starting every week. I just don't see that happening. So if he's okay with that as well, then that's fine. But yeah, look, he's a bit of a luxury player for me. I'm never been his sort of biggest fan. And like I said, yeah, he is a great technical player, very good dribbler. But yeah, he can be quite selfish. And then just when you want him to score or assist, he lacks that final sort of ball, that final decision making, because he just wants to take another player on or do something fancy. And yeah, it doesn't always work out. And he's done the same everywhere he's been. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona last season, exactly the same. So yeah, look, he's a quality player, like technical player, very quality player, very high technical rating, but it's the rest of it. He just doesn't do it for me. So yeah, look, like I said, he's one of those luxury players you add on top if you really, really need to. But yeah, I'm not a fan of him, just like you said as well. I'm not really a bigger fan of him. I prefer we save that money and put it somewhere else or towards someone else than actually spend it on him. So yeah, that's my opinion on Joao Felix.
Thank you very much. That's Dante, CFC Dante in the building, a great supporter of Chelsea FC. But yeah, he has to lay down his opinion on him. And I've said the same thing, and I don't think that it's right. 40 million looks like the money, it's okay. But Dante, Chelsea still, the only reason why this deal is going to manifest itself, is going to work, is Chelsea still need to sell Gallagher to
Yep.
Atletico Madrid. And The other way, they need to get that 100% full profit to Chelsea, and that's why they have to sell Gallagher. And that's why they're trying to make a deal to bring Felix to the other way. That's the only
Yeah.
reason why this deal will make sense. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, look, I do think the Samu deal as well. People saying with the image rights and stuff like that, but I have read quite a bit that he's on his second medical examination.
He failed.
They weren't very happy with some things on there, so it's not that he failed the medical. They just were not happy with some things on there. They see some worries maybe for the near future, so they decided to change the terms to cover that for that, and that happens very often especially at the top level. But just Chelsea gets reported quite a lot, but it happens to a lot of the players and all the leagues. It just doesn't get as reported as much. Um, it's a business decision. Simple. Any club would do the same if they had a bit of worry in his medicals, and that's why he did a second medical for that reason. They weren't sure, and there was some things that they weren't too happy with, and then they changed the conditions of the contract. Now, yeah, that can be we want to pull out of the deal, and maybe even if Osman said yes and he reduced his, and that was the reason, it's still business and it's still a reason to do it as well. So either way, either if it's medical or business, that's what happens at those levels. That always happens, and the club's always going to do the right decision until every little single piece of paper is signed and the deal's 100% done from all parties. It's never done. It can be changed in the last second, just like that. So yeah, I don't see that. I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's making our club look really bad." Again, these owners are ruining our club. I'm like, come on, guys, seriously. It's business. Yeah, the player might not be happy, but if they have worries in his medical, or like I said, there's other circumstances that a much better player became available or something like that, then you have to respect that. That's just business at that level. So yeah, I don't see much disrespect towards Atletico Madrid or the player. Atletico Madrid would do that in a heartbeat if that was the other way around. So I don't see that as a problem. It's just business.
Thank you very much. Guys, hang in there. Keep dropping keep dropping the comments. I missed what I meant to say. Keep dropping the comments in there. And guys, we still got 17 of you watching live on the X, and also 17 watching live on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed or you haven't dropped a like on the video, what are you waiting for? Put a like on it. Put a like on it. Guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about Manchester United. Scala is here with us. I won't have him for too long, so let me get all his thoughts on the upcoming news regarding United. Scala, go for it, sir.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Bruno.
Yeah.
He's going to get the new contract. What his wages are yet to be revealed, but if he's going to be the highest paid player, you could be assuming around the same wage as Casemiro, or maybe more than that, because Casemiro is on 350. I think Rashford is on 300. So somewhere in that region. But for me, I'm not a huge fan of Bruno. I've never been. I think he's a decent player, and most of the time he gets by putting poor performances and covering it by GA, which is a new trend which started in 2019. Ever since he came to the Premier League, And if you remember, his debut game was against Chelsea. I'll never forget that. So, yeah. But look, I think it's right he becomes the highest paid player because that's his last big contract unless he goes to Saudi, especially in the top level, because I think he's 30 now or closing into 30 or just about 30. So he probably deserves it. And he has a lot of pulling power because he'll say that I barely get injured. I'm one of the top performers in the team. And you're giving players like inconsistent player like Rashford 300, Sancho of 250, and Casemiro 350. So why shouldn't I be the top highest paid player? So he's got that on his side. But I think Ineos, they are looking to cut down the wage structure. I think we'll be following the Man City / Liverpool route. Like only at max 2 players will be like getting more than 280, something like that. So I think that's what we want to change eventually, but that's not going to happen this window. Maybe a couple of windows after, where we can really, really, slash that wage limit, because we need to control the wages. It's a big problem for United for a long, long time. I mean, there was a time where we had a player called Brandon Williams. I think you'll remember him.
Yeah.
He was earning more money than Trent and Phil Foden, and he barely played. So when you stuff like that gets out, it's not looking good. So yeah, other than that, we'll be probably announcing Mazraoui and Delict today. I think not today, maybe any moment because their medical is done. So maybe in the next couple of hours, you can expect that announcement. And then we'll probably go for another midfield player because we need a cover for Casemiro because McTominay will most likely leave. Eriksen is leaving. So those two, if they leave, we need another midfield player. So I think we'll probably sign one more, and if we can stretch, we can probably get a free signing to cover the left back in the form of Hermoso from Atletico Madrid. So I think that will be United's transfer window. Definitely one more signing, and at max two, that to a free one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Because we are playing the first game on Friday. I think we are opening the Premier League, so
Yeah.
we need to get in.
Any more incomings?
Yeah, I just mentioned, we probably will have two more, one at least one more because McTominay could leave, not this week, but maybe towards the end of the window because Fulham are very much interested in him, and we don't want to sell to Fulham because we are literally playing them on the opening weeks, so that will not look nice. So yeah, I mean Fulham, McTominay, Casemiro, Eriksen, these guys could be leaving. Not Casemiro. I don't think he'll be leaving because nobody is willing to pay his wages. So I think he'll stay. But we need a defensive midfielder. So we are in for Ugarte and we are in for like that Burnley midfielder. So we have some options, but again, that will depend on if Scott McTominay leaves because we don't have money right now. We need to sell to buy. And Ugarte, we have agreed terms on, but PSG are not willing to lower their price. So I think that will push on, and we'll probably bring that left back slash left centre back Hermoso from Atletico Madrid. He's a free agent, but again, that's too complicated as well because he could be wanting to go to Saudi because he's 29, and he won't be. He will want more than 100 grand a week because that's his last big contract. So yeah, we'll see. Probably definitely one more signing you can expect from United after today.
Thank you very much, guys. That's Scala Herbert, the Scala Manchester United top fan. He is giving us an update on what is going on with Manchester United. That's what I love about my channel. I love to know. I love to talk sports. It's not just Chelsea alone, but yeah, I know Chelsea. Every week there's so much to talk about Chelsea. Every week there's a lot to talk about. Thank you very much, Scala. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And you can stay in. If you want to jump in, brother, just let me know, and then you can take the microphone if you're still with us, Scala. All right, guys, there's a lot of comments here. I keep going through them, but don't forget, I'll take my time and go through them. Phantom, thank you very much for your comment. Joao Felix is just like a Timo Werner. Fulham beats Hoffenheim, and Phantom is negotiating with Marco Silva for a short loan at Curving Cottage, according to Phantom. Phantom, or you and your loan, man. Real fact, it's best to spend the Felix money on someone else, but let's see what's going to happen according to Maya. Thank you very much for your comment, Maya. Santiago, big up to you, my man. He says Madwiki, Modric, and 320k per week. And I think he's trying to say the end 220k a week. Sterling has shown nothing much this preseason. That's why Chelsea owners and I decided to go for Felix. He could fit in better, according to Santiago. Plus, that Gallagher situation killed us in a way. All right, Phantom said Felix has already been in the football club. He was not good enough. So, Phantom, everyone is hearing you. They will reply to you if they have to. Maya said that. How about Neto Santiago? How about Neto Santiago? That's a question to Santiago from Maya. Phantom, terrible comparison. Joao Felix is way better on the ball than Timo Werner. I do agree with you 100%. Santiago, I do agree with you. Phantom, Joao Felix, to be honest with you, is better than Timo Werner. He can take a man on. Timo Werner can't. He only uses pace, and when he gets there, he can't finish. The pole becomes too narrow for him. He doesn't know where to put the ball. Maya said, in that player perspective, it is bad treatment for hospitality. But I hear you, Dante. football is business nowadays. Absolutely, 100%. And the way the Premier League have structured things, it's not helping the clubs to keep their homegrown players. They have to sell them for full profit. And then you can tell every year, every club will have almost about 4 players that are good. That would be good for maybe a tier, maybe an Italian league or a Spanish league or somewhere else. So what happened? You have to sell 2, 3 of them and keep one if you have to. You can't keep all of them. It's not possible. Santiago said that Maya Neto is better than Joao Felix, but he is injury prone. That's why we need a Joao Felix in the football club. Fact, Santiago. All right. Maya said that I'm concerned because Palma will play right wing invected. JC said, I remember United refused to pay 3 million for Cucurella. All right. Is it true? I don't know. JC said, Maya, Scala, is it true that you guys refused to pay 3 million for Joao Felix? Oh, I think I already lost habit. But thank you
For
very much.
Cucurella, not for Felix. Yeah.
Yeah, he said Cucurella. He said they didn't pay 3 million for Cucurella. Oh, I said Felix, right?
Yep, you said Felix.
Sorry. Santiago said, I don't believe in keeping players for the sake of their for their feelings. That's not the best way to run a club, according to Santiago, which I do agree with you. It has to do with the emotions that people have, and they believe that Conor Gallagher has to stay at the football club, and that's motions into it. JC said the Palmer is better playing right. People have short memories. Most of his Jinhe have been from penalties or right wing, according to JC. JC, everyone agree with him. Makim, big up to you, Makim. Makim in the building. Makim said, big up to me. Big up to everyone in the chat. We got 15 of us watching live. If you're watching, you're part of it. If you're part of us watching, you haven't subscribed, please do that. And the likes will go a long way. That's the only way the channel can get bigger and bigger. Because when you guys come on and you drop a like on it, the algorithm go crazy. It's like now people are liking it, and I have to keep people keep watching. I have to bring more people on this platform to watch YouTube. And Blueclouds Media is on YouTube, so the algorithm go crazy. So drop a like on it, and you can share it on Facebook anywhere. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Makim. And my brother, I don't want to butcher your first name, so I'll go with the last one. God's Power. God's Power said, I want Joao Felix and Osimhen, Sterling, or Madueke out. Really? He said he wants Joao Felix, Osimhen. Osimhen, we don't have Osimhen. It means that you don't want him. Sterling or Modric out to the football club. From my brother, good God's Power. Thank you very much. I love that comment over here. Maya said 3 million for Cuckoo. We dodge a bullet, according to him. All right. Let's go to my brother Dante. Dante, any more you want to add to the Omorodion deal that has been collapsed with Joao Felix before we move on to the next topic?
No, it's pretty much clear what happened. We'll get more details, I'm sure, but yeah, from what I said, there's nothing much more to add to it, to be honest. So we can move on.
Thank you very much. He said we can move on. Felix swap on the deal table as Chelsea Atletico negotiation. Philip swap. Right now we are on it. Philip and Joao Felix and Atletico Madrid youngster presumably is supposed to be signing for Atletico Madrid. Conor Gallagher. Dante, would that be a swap deal, or would you think that it's going to be a different deal, but they won't put it in the contract as like a swap deal thing?
I'm not sure. Whatever will work better for the books, I guess. For both clubs, they'll both have a different idea on it. But we'll see. Which we don't know. It's hard to know those things, those contract details. You're not going to find out. So, obviously Chelsea's going to try to put it on the books that it's favorable for them for the PSR rules and stuff like that. So, I'm not quite sure how swap deals work these days. They seem to be changing every year the rules for them, so I have no idea how that is. So I'm sure both clubs will try to find a middle ground somehow.
It's very, very
But
difficult.
I don't see it as a swap, to be honest. They've changed the rules quite a lot on that. I think it'll actually probably be separate. The swap deals don't actually favor. Just read something
we
today.
know
Actually,
it is a swap deal, but then they will not put in the contracts.
correct.
It's a swap
Yeah.
deal. You get what I'm saying? They'll make
It
it look
doesn't
like
favor the
separate
clubs
deal.
on their
Yeah.
books, how it looks. There's a lot of benefits, money-wise, tax-wise, contract-wise, the rules for the Premier League, the PSR rules and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things these days that swap deals don't really happen as much. They were trying to do them, but every time the Premier Leagues have kind of really tried to change the rules, so it doesn't really happen.
Beautiful. It doesn't really happen. He doesn't think it's going to be a swap deal coming from my brother here, CFC Dante. Guys, follow CFC Dante. Dante is on X. You can follow him, my brother here. He's not on YouTube. He doesn't create content like I do. Else, I would have done that promotion for him. But he's on X. Yeah, he's on X. He's active there on X. If I get a chance, I will share his X account so you guys can follow him. And my man himself, GFC Govern, big up to him. I see my man streaming the other day and I saw it on X. I wasn't on YouTube, so I comment on X and I was watching throughout almost about an hour of it. Big up to you, my brother. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Guys, my man here, Gavin, is here. We got 21 of us watching live on YouTube here on this platform. He tries his best to keep going. Let's help him out. Get the numbers going. I always say a little bit will go a long way. So 3 dots will take you right to his channel and subscribe and join him anytime he goes live, try to stream and support his platform. That's the only way we can all get bigger. And I haven't seen my man in a long time. Man like DJ Sav is joining us here on the platform. DJ, welcome back to the show again. How are you doing, sir?
Big up, Nee. Big up to you. Big up to. Is it CFC Garvin on the show?
Did you say? No, it's not Gavin. Gavin's not on the show. He's on the comment there.
Oh, he's in the comments.
Oh,
big up. Oh, you're
It's Dante. God. It's Dante.
Dante. I know Dante's here. Big up, guys. How you doing, Dante? You right, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, mate. Not bad. Not bad at all, man. Not bad at all. Just got back from work. Just thought I'd just come and listen to the conversation that's been said with you guys.
I'm probably happy with the Joao Felix and Neto.
Oh yeah, very much so. I think the only one that hasn't come yet that I really want to see is Victor Osimhen, but that's still being worked on, I think. But it's funny because I was just listening to a talk show radio on my way in here. Talk Sport Radio, and the way they're putting Chelsea down, it's not just them, but everyone on that station is just more or less like
really
they
bad.
They are so bad against us, and it's where you're going to fit all these players in. You've got one guy talking about saying, Cole Palmer, what's going to happen to Cole Palmer? What are you going to do? You guys going to sell him? Is he not going to get into the team next season? I'm thinking, what the hell are you guys chatting about, man? Just because we got Joao Felix into the setup, maybe Cole Palmer's going to automatically lose his place. Absolutely ridiculous, mate. Honestly, what people come out with, stupid. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's okay. It's nice to have you on the show, DJ. Maya, thank you very much, and nice to have you on the show too as well. DJ, there has been news that is trending right now on all social media platforms regarding Omorodion's deal that has collapsed, and also Joao Felix has emerged to be the latest player that has been linked to Chelsea. We've seen him at Chelsea before, but it looks like Gallagher deal has to be done, and the only way that deal can be done is Felix going the other way and Gallagher also going the other way. It's not going to be a swap deal, but we all know it's going to be like a swap deal, but on paperwork it will be a separate deal. What's your thoughts on this Omorodion deal collapsing? What's your thoughts on the player himself?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised about this one. This actually hit. This broke late last night, didn't it? About this deal falling through. And I was like, well, what's happened there? It looks like people are whatever you're listening to. It apparently it's to do with the medical. It apparently failed his medical on one report. Some were saying that apparently Atletico Madrid didn't like the way Chelsea were handling the deal, and they kind of like pulled out of the deal. And the players camp himself is not very happy about the way Chelsea have handled the situation, because he apparently really wanted Chelsea so badly. I remember in the very beginning when we first looked at this guy, he was talking about, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go to Chelsea. I don't want to go to Chelsea. Yeah, he was more or less ruling himself out of going to Chelsea. Now, all of a sudden, when the deal was going to happen and we pulled out of it for whatever reason it is or another, he's obviously annoyed now about that factor. So, look, you can't have it both ways. I mean, look, there's a reason why it's happened. I personally think the reason why I think it's happened, everyone has mentioned this thing with Joao Felix and everything. I think it's because the owners are now looking at the situation maybe and thinking, we don't need another kid here at the football club. We need to get in an experienced player, and I think that's why that is why they're all going out for Victor Osimhen, and I think that could be the reason why I think this deal has collapsed. That's just my honest view and opinion, because it won't surprise me if you see this guy making a move somewhere else, and apparently the talks are that Arsenal may be going in for him now because of that situation. So let's see what happens on that one. I think Chelsea are going all out for Victor Osimhen, for me personally. And obviously getting Joao Felix in. So obviously what they want to try and do is get experience into the football team club. I think what all the fans are actually been calling out for is experience. And I think if they're going to go with those two players, I think it would be a good transfer window altogether. I still don't like the way they've treated other players at the football club, to be honest with you. But, again, as I said, these fans, I'm still not all for these owners, as I've said it already. They've got a lot to prove to me. And the way they're treating some of our players at the football club currently at the moment is annoying for me at the same time. Whatever good they're doing, they're doing bad on it by treating players like Chalobah like rubbish. So I don't like that kind of situation. If you're going to let a player leave, let him leave, but don't ban him away from the whole off the ground. You're not allowed to come anywhere near the facilities of your football club. This kid is true and true Chelsea, blue and blue. I mean, you don't go and treat a player like that, and that's what's annoyed me about him in this whole situation.
I'm not so sure about that one. But if that's a situation, to be honest with you, I agree with you, DJ Sav. That is very, very bad, because this is a player coming from academy, true and true Chelsea, like you said, and it's helped the team in many ways when we need help. We don't have the right players to fit into that role. He was there to help. But I haven't read anything regarding him being banned away from the facilities. I was thinking maybe if you're on your way out to the football club, from what I've read and what I know, that if you're on your way out of the football club, you're being sidelined to play with the development team, or you play in a different section compared to those that are with the club. I don't know. That's what I know right now. But that's something new I'm hearing from you, DJ.
No,
Can I just say something about that? Sorry.
Yeah, go on, Dante. But you must have seen it as well, Dante. Sorry, brother. You must have seen that though in the last couple of days.
Yeah, no, that's true. But what people are failing to realize, this is at the top levels, this is very common. Why? Because those players are leaving. They cannot train with the first team. They cannot see the tactics. They cannot see what they're doing in those training sessions close up, because they don't want them to see what they're doing, because they're going to join another team in the Premier League. And that's very closely guarded, what they do in those training sessions, especially right at the end of before the season. They don't want those players to see what they're doing, especially Chalobah. If they don't want him there, he's not going to be in first team training. He's still at the facility. He still can go access facilities there, but he can't. He'll be training with other on the other side, where there has no visibility and they can't see what they're doing, because tactics and what they're doing for the season, for the first game of the season. That's the reason why that happens. But people think he's being disrespected. This is very normal at every football club, especially at a higher level. This happens all the time, and that's one of the major reasons why it happens, especially at the highest level.
Yeah, I guess the question
they're doing, they're working on tactics, they're working on all sorts of little details.
I guess what I question it, Dan, is why hasn't it happened to Ben Chilwell and Chukwuemeka? They've not been banned from the team. They're apparently supposed to be getting sold.
But are they sold yet, or
they've been told that? Well, they've been told that they're going to be leaving. They've been more or less being told that they've got no futures, and they don't see them being.
No, we don't know that yet, DJ. It's just, and also with the Chalobah stuff, how we didn't go to America. People again, they can't talk too much. There's a lot of NDAs in these contracts. What if he had a little disciplinary issue as well? It's very simple. There can be.
It's something that we haven't seen.
Saying this that we haven't seen is wait till the facts come out, and then we'll know exactly why. What if he just he had a meeting with Maresca this and he wasn't happy or something, and he said "F off" or something, and the club was disciplining him? Yeah, you're not doing this, you're not doing that.
I can't see.
No, it can happen. I've seen it happen many times. Yes, DJ, it's happened many times. You'll be surprised how a lot of these players.
No, I'm not saying it can't be said. I can't see Chalobah being that kind of a player, though. He
But
don't
do you know
look
him
it.
personally, or
Well, from his brother. Well, I've met his brother, and his brother's
yeah, you
nothing
met?
like
I'm
him.
talking. Do you know him personally? Do you know how he?
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know him personally
Exactly.
in
No,
that way,
you don't
brother. I
know
don't know him
yet.
personally in that way, but from talking to his brother don't seem the kind of brothers that will be more or less. They're gonna talk to you in that kind of manner. If you get what I'm trying to
You
say.
don't know that. I'm respectful towards you, Tani, but we don't know. We can say stuff in the background. You don't know.
Well, yeah. Obviously, behind your back, you could say something. Yeah, of course you can do. You probably do
But one
slag
thing
me
I do
behind my
know,
back, brother, in a good way.
one thing I do know, most of these players are very
just
not
like
arrogant,
anytime.
but they have.
Anytime they just leave the show and end the show, he always said bad stuff about me, and I've
no, that's me. That's me slagging me off behind my back when I'm not around, brother. You know what I mean?
Anyway.
He has a lot to say about me.
Oh goodness. Anyway, let's hear a bit from Maya. Maya, go for it, and I can take these two wonderful comments over here. But big up to my brother over here. What's his name again? Nabiaki, I'm sure Nabiaki Benjamin. All right, Benjamin, thank you very much for joining us here on the show. He said we need the Osimhen. We need Osimhen, brother. Yes, we need a player like that. I didn't want him, but now I have no choice. I have to take Osimhen because it looks like he's got nowhere to go. So I'll take the two comments. This one here is very, very intriguing from Santiago, and I'll take it when I come back. Maya, go for it. Drop your little minerals in the show. Then we go to AJ and the rest.
Can you guys hear me?
Perfectly.
You hear me this time proper?
Okay, yes, we can hear you, sir. Go for it.
It's okay. I just came here to waffle a bit. You know how it is, Dante. You just say big up, me.
Big up.
Yeah.
Big up, Maya.
What can I say? It is what it is. We're always gonna complain. We're always gonna cry. But at the end of the day, it brings us together. It just brings a lot of love to talk. So, yeah, I'm grateful to have this community as well. Like, I get to know a lot of people, get to learn a lot of things as well, two sides, and yeah. So, back to like the topic, Felix and the Felix topic. Yeah, I'm not doubting that transfer because at the end of the day, if we're getting like a decent price for him, then it's a bargain. So I know a lot of people have different opinions about Felix and his recent performances, but at the end of the day, man, if Chelsea are going for this type of player, and well, if it suits their profile in the system, well, why not? And yeah, this summer deal, I was actually not up for it.
You're not happy that Chelsea were getting him, or you're not happy that the deal has collapsed?
Yeah, I was not happy that Chelsea were going for it. The summer deal, I was not happy at all. He's still raw. He just needs time. So I'm not gonna say I'm happy about the collapsing, but at the end of the day, man, that's how it is. Move, it's business. So if it collapsed, then fair enough. You won't get a chance to bag him. Then why not go for another striker? I just feel bad for Gallagher, man, because the way we handled his situation. If it happens that it doesn't get shipped, what happens next? Does he become a regular starter? That's what's gonna happen if Gallagher doesn't leave Chelsea. So that's my concern about Gallagher. But yeah.
Thank you very much. That's his concern about Gallagher. And I've said it over here about the Omorodion deal that I'm not happy with it. But sometimes there's not much. You have to support when it's coming in. You have to be happy when the deal is being called off. But now I'm going to take it, like I said, I'll relax. I won't jump into it until I see the player wearing the jersey. Because I've seen top accredited journalists coming out to talk about the Omorodion deal. And within couple days' time, it just collapsed just like that. We saw William on the other way. Was there signing for Tottenham, and then within a couple hours he was at Chelsea signing for Chelsea. So yeah, things happen in this transfer window. So like I said, let me take this comment real quick whilst we're here. Santiago said that Chelsea have broken every football tradition. They say swap deals can be done. Chelsea found a way to find a way to unofficially do it. This is why I love this football club. They don't care about what people say. They do what they want. My brother God's Power said Joao Felix and Gallagher deal is not a separate deal. It is complete. It is completely swap deal. Chelsea will not only sell to Atletico Madrid. Chelsea must also buy one player from Atletico Madrid. That's absolutely lovely from my brother here. Thank you very much. Keep your comments coming, guys. Keep it coming from X and YouTube at the same time. I'll take the opportunity to read them as they come in. Thank you. And then we go back again to DJ. Is DJ still there with us? I think we lost DJ.
No, I'm here,
DJ,
brother. I was just muting so you others could talk, brother. That was all. I didn't want to make any noise in the background.
Yeah. Thank you very much for doing that. DJ, I know you were talking when Dante and then Maya got in. So if you want to continue, then we'll go to the next one.
No, brother, you can move on. I just gave my. I guess you guys asked me the question on the Joao Felix situation. As I said, yeah, I'm obviously very happy. If it does happen, he's coming again. I know a lot of fans have got their own opinions in because of the way his first stint was at the club. But I think what we've got to remember and take into consideration is that the club always wanted to keep him. It's just I know it was Pochettino that didn't want him. I think, and he ended up leaving the football club. And I think he always said in the beginning that he wanted to stay in the beginning. If we can get him listen, I can understand why people have got their frustrations towards him, right? But what I will say, one thing, as Maya's just said it, if you can get this guy for a cut price deal, and we're talking about a player who was worth over 100 million 4, 5, 6 years ago, and he's still 24? Correct me if I'm wrong. 24,
yeah.
24, and you're still getting 25.
108 million.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking, and we're getting this guy now for half that or quarter of that, not even that. Even, we're getting him completely cheaper than that. I think that's a good deal all around, and look, it can work out. And I don't see why people why rival fans. I know it's rival fans, and why people are concerned about Cole Palmer's situation in the Chelsea. Let's get one thing straight here. Cole Palmer is going nowhere. Cole Palmer is the football face of Chelsea, along with Reece James. Yeah, and as long as people start to realise that he's going nowhere, all they need to do is give him his new contract, which I think he's going to be getting anyway. I think he's on a 7-year contract anyway. See, Cole Palmer. If a club wants him, they're going to have to spend over 200 million plus to get him right now, and there's no way Chelsea are going to sell him. So why people are just trying to make this whole thing of Joao Felix coming to Chelsea, it's going to upset the apple cart, and Cole Palmer's going to want to leave. And then Nkuku's going to want to leave. Why would those two players want to leave when we hardly saw much of Nkuku last season, who's actually come out himself and says that he wants to stay and make it up and show the Chelsea fans and show for himself what he can do at this football club, right? And you got people out there thinking he's going to want to leave. He's going to walk away. Jackson's going to go. I mean, ridiculous. I mean, people got to remember we're in 4 competitions next season. We're going to need these players, all right, all round. And we can end up getting if we end up getting these players and selling still some, because don't rule out Raheem Sterling leaving this window as well, because it looks like there's strong interest from Juventus in him. And if we end up getting Joao Felix, one's going to have to go. I can't see Chelsea letting Modric go. So it's probably going to be Raheem Sterling again. Will he take the low cut wage? If Juventus offer the money and Chelsea accept that money, they can sell him. So we got in that kind of way. So we are going to sell and buy, but I think we're going to have to get rid of a few players. Do you know what I mean? So let's see what happens now.
Thank you very much, DJ. So we're gonna move on from the Joao Felix link. Then we're gonna continue with the other issues over there. Gallagher, we've talked about Gallagher Felix swap. We've talked about it also here. Looks like we're jumping back in front into some of these topics also, so that's okay. The next one we'll be talking about Lukaku nears Napoli move, Sterling future tied to Felix deal. Want to see what's this is some of the headlines that I put up on my show, so we'll talk about that headline as we're there. But let me go through these few comments over here. Big up to my brother God's Power. So I think Chelsea need a transfer ban. They have turned the transfer market into something else. Our academy, it's losing trust of the Chelsea project. God's Power, let me explain this to you. The way the structure of the Premier League. It's why Chelsea is doing what they're doing. And it's not only Chelsea. It's not only Chelsea doing this. It's all the Premier League clubs. Those that have good academy players, they will sell them for full profit. Chelsea is very lucky they have a good academy, one of the best in the world. We're talking about one of the best three in the world, best academy in the world is Chelsea's. Chelsea will be one of them. 1, 2, 3. Chelsea's one of them. So whichever way you position it as second or third. First could be either maybe Barcelona or Real Madrid. But second and third, Chelsea should be in there. So they have that power to sell. And we have to remember, Chelsea have spent 180 so far in the transfer market. And I think the dividends right now is 140. So they've only spent 40 million. The player that they've sold, they've got almost 140 back. So Chelsea hasn't really spent that much. You get what I'm saying? So if you're looking at how much they're buying, you're going to look at also how much they're selling. This is good business for Chelsea. Good business. And that's what football is about right now. It's business. It's not like 20 years ago where it's all about trophy. Real Madrid are winning trophy, but they're doing business too. They're getting players for free transfer. They want to spend less money. You get what I'm saying? Less money. Everyone wants to cut down the cost in terms of how much money you spend on players in the football club, wages, and how much you spend on players, bringing them in. They're cutting down all those costs. You get what I'm saying? And everyone is willing to sell them the big money, 60, 70 million. Just like Brighton have done business. Brighton is doing business. So that model can be copied, but we are Chelsea. People say, oh, we are Chelsea. Why are we copying Brighton who hasn't won anything? That's not what we are copying. We're copying how to make the club more sustainable in terms of very, very wealthy in terms of how much players we sell and bring in. That's what they're trying to do, in my opinion. So big up to and God's power for that comment. And Phantom said, Osman is not English proven. We should not spend money on him, according to Phantom of Mini Topic. I don't know if everyone agrees with you, but one way or the other, I think the club need a number 9, a proven number 9, who can really help the team out. And GFC Govern said, big up to you, Dante and Maya. Phantom said, Conor Gallagher is 100% better than Joao Felix. Come on. They play different positions, 2 different positions, Phantom.
My goodness.
They play 2 different positions, Phantom. You cannot
Maybe
compare.
defensively, yeah.
Yeah, defensively, Joao Felix
Yeah,
doesn't do
defensively,
anything.
100%.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Not the rest.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher can go up and do a little bit of what Felix does, but there's no way you cannot compare that one. You cannot compare that
Gallagher
one.
likes to run too much. That's his.
Yeah. Makim said, cook, DJ, cook it. All right. Phantom said, I would rather sign Timo again than Joao Felix. Phantom of Mini Topic. Santiago, Joao Felix is 24. 24 is 24. Okay, he's about to be in his prime. I believe we're getting him for the right time, the right price. In my opinion, I would only take Osimhen in a Lukaku trade to Phantom of Many Topics. Academy player are worth more FFP points. Okay. Phantom said Dortmund has the best academy in the world. Not right now. Phantom. They used to. I'll say maybe 8 years ago, 10 years ago, but now a lot of teams are also doing the same thing. And maybe you can say Brighton, the players that they're selling are not coming from the academy. They're coming from outside. They bring them in for maybe 1 million, 2 million, and sell them for 60 and 50. If you look at how much money they spend on Caicedo, you'll be surprised. Chelsea spend that much huge money on Caicedo. That's too much of a profit. Of how much Chelsea spend on Caicedo and Cucurella. I want to love you forever. The queen of the channel is in the building. She said, big up Needs Zion. It's been such a super busy day at work for me. Just tuning in, listening along. Hopefully everyone is well. Thank you very much. Although it's a busy time at work, you still get time to hop on the channel and have a say. There's a big news and topics going on out there. Thank you very much for all you do for this platform. And big up to you, Mo Kasim. He says, Osman leading Is it Osimhen loading? Loading, not
Loading.
leading. Yeah,
Loading.
loading.
Loading,
Osimhen
yeah.
loading. Thank you very much, Mo, for that. And also thank you for supporting the channel. Every time we go on and you're free, you always hop on to have a say. Makim said that Joao Felix is everything we think Lukaku could be, according to Makim. So yes,
Makin, obviously, he obviously agrees on the deal because he wanted he wanted Joao Felix before, so he's obviously got high hopes of him.
He rated
Big up to Makim.
Felix before.
Absolutely. So, guys, hang in there. If you haven't dropped a like or even you haven't subscribed to this platform, we got 29 of us watching live. Let me know where you're watching the live from. Let me know where you're watching me and my friends discussing this trending Chelsea news. Omorodion rejected Chelsea offer, citing lack of respect, according to the Spanish young striker. Then Gallagher Felix swap on the table as Chelsea Atletico negotiate the deal. And also the next topic we'll be discussing on the show right after a quick short break is Lukaku nears a Napoli move. Sterling future tied to Felix deal. So guys, hang in there. We'll be right back in just a second. Thank you, guys. So thank you very much. I just turn around and drink a little bit of water. The more you talk, if you don't put in the water, you're gonna end up coughing and coughing and coughing. So yeah, the next topic, we're gonna start from Maya. Maya haven't hit much from me, but I'll start from there. Maya, Lukaku's future right now is to move to Napoli. Manager, what's his name? Antonio Conte want Lukaku so bad. He has put in some measures and some certain players that he wants at the football club. He wants Lukaku, he wants a striker and a goalkeeper. What's your take on these news? Lukaku, Sterling's future tied up to Felix deal as before, and people are saying before Felix can come in, Sterling also have to leave the football club. Without Sterling leaving, that means the Felix deal won't happen. But let's start on Lukaku first, Maya.
Okay, then with the Lukaku situation, 30 million. I think we should get more for him because the amount of money we actually spent on, and his wages as well.
Chelsea's asking for 40 million.
Yeah, I think they should rise up his value. Maybe negotiate a little bit onto it. But yeah, if they really want 30 million including add-ons, then that's fine. Let's say 25 plus add-ons, so that's a little bit low for Lukaku. Oh man, and we actually, I don't know how much is he on. Apparently, is he on 300 or 250? I'm not sure how much is he on. So, we should get a little bit of profit from him. That's my concern about it. But if that's going to work out, if they don't want to do any type of business like that, then they should add on Osimhen for that deal. If we're going for Osimhen, then they should take Lukaku with that deal and maybe split some money for Osimhen. I'm not sure they can, stir up some fire over there, but I don't want us to ship Lukaku for less than 30. That's not business. That's just cheap change. But anyway, back to Sterling. With Sterling, I heard that if Felix comes, then Sterling has to be shipped. Yeah, I guess because yes, everyone's been talking about his wages, but yeah, I think it's because it's competition as well, like you said to me earlier on. So as well, for Sterling now, it's getting old, so I think it's that time for him to really see better options where else about, because already Felix, I feel like Felix is gonna take his spot, and Modric as well is gonna be like a backup. So yeah, it's kind of looking shaky for Sterling in the way. Because if I was him, I was also actually gonna think, why not go other way? So maybe that's when Juventus came in, and yeah, maybe he'll decrease his wage cut. Let's hope. And yeah, a lot of people there's some people say that we should not sell Sterling. Yes, I understand because he's our experienced winger, but at the end of the day, that's just how business works. and we
Right.
can't really dictate how football this club is going to go, because we could say we don't want Sterling to go. Tomorrow morning we wake up, Sterling is gone. So yeah, I think I'm just happy the way this week. I'm just happy that the way they're dealing business, it's better than compared to how they were dealing, you know, the previous weeks. But this week is actually, they showed me that okay, going for Felix, trying to still go for Osimhen as well. Like they really onto something.
I agree with you. I mean, if you have an experienced striker and it's not producing anything, what else you have to do? Just sell it. If you can, if you have the chance. If Saudi comes in and want to get money, I'll just go on my knees and Todd Bowley, please, Todd Bowley, please, please, do me a favor. I just want to be happy for just 1 week. Sell Sterling. Please, this guy doesn't do nothing. He just run into players without offering nothing. But thank you very much, Maya. Let's go to Dante on the deal on Lukaku. Napoli, do you think Chelsea are in a good position on this Lukaku deal? Because Antonio Conte wants his striker badly. Is that why you think Chelsea are asking for 40 million?
Yeah, what we're asking doesn't really matter. Lukaku is going to work with the Italians, and we're not going to pay. They're not going to pay that. I can tell you that now. They will not pay that much. Aston Villa, apparently they're willing to play the release clause and get Lukaku, but that it does not matter because Lukaku will not agree to that deal. So we can get 38 million for Lukaku from Aston Villa, but Lukaku will say no to Aston Villa. Why? Because he wants to go back in Italy with Conte. He's been speaking on the phone apparently all week. They got a great relationship. They're like friends, basically family, because they're family friends actually. So yeah, look, I don't see their talent. They know we're desperate to sell. Lukaku won't go anywhere else, and we can't tell him if he says no, he doesn't go. So I think we'll sell him close to that, maybe a little bit more, tiny bit more, but it will be around the same. And if it is more, it'll just be hidden in the Osimhen deal if it is more, because the Italians will not pay more than that for him. If they decided they're going to pay that, they'll stick to that. They might raise it by $1 million, 2 max. I don't see them paying more than that. That's just how they do business. The Italians, they don't mess around with that. They know we have no option. It's either we keep Lukaku or then they'll say, okay, well, we'll just get him on loan for a year again, like before. So, yeah, they've got us there. Lukaku got us by the balls for a while now with the Italians. So we'll see what happens, but I don't see them paying any much more for him. It's just the way they do business. With Osimhen, we'll see. Look, it's still a big if. We don't know. People are pretty much saying, "Oh, it's done. We're going to go Osimhen because Samuel is off." Well, that's still a big if because we're not quite sure. What if Chelsea has someone else in mind? And all of a sudden, they'll pull up someone else like they did Neto out of nowhere. So you just never know what's going to happen with that. Even Samuel might be back. You just never know. I did read some report before. They're saying, look, they're still talking about it. You never know. There could be. It's probably no, but there is still a chance. So you never know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, with Sterling, yeah, we need to get Sterling out as soon as possible somehow. Again, it's one of those contracts. Where are you going to move Sterling? No one's going to pay for Sterling. Who's going to pay for Sterling? A fee for Sterling? I don't see any. Who's going to pay his wages? I don't see any. There's not hardly any clubs in the world that are going to pay those wages anymore. And he's just not that level of player for anyone to pay those wages. Even if, at least if he was really good, that's different maybe. But no, he's unfortunately not. He's really struggling. Again, we saw his decision making just all over the place. I still do think that this Maresca system will benefit him a little bit more because he'll just have to sit on the left wing and keep the width and then make runs in behind basically, and then far post runs. Pretty much what he did in Man City, where it worked well for him. So this system will help him a bit more. But again, we saw that even though he gets in those positions and he got in those positions, the decision making is horrible as usual. Yeah. Selfish and horrible decision making. So I've been saying it for a long time that we need to move him on, especially with this core of young players, because it's not like he's a role model that much or a big leader or something, because then he'll be in the vice captains if he was. He's not that type of player. He doesn't bring that vibe or that energy.
Even if it's part of the future, really in the future, he could
Correct,
be a captain or a captain.
I do know some of the players have a bit of a relationship with him, that they like him, but he's not that type of leader. He's not a leader on the pitch or something like that. You can see that he's not that type of player, and he is one of our most experienced players, mature players. I think he is the oldest now, isn't he? He would be the oldest player we have. So yeah, so there's a lot of negatives about him, unfortunately. If we bring, say, Felix in, and that's looking very, very likely, because Felix he posted on his Instagram just before 20 minutes ago a photo of Stamford Bridge. So that's that's pretty telling. If he posted that, he's either just playing around, or he's teasing a bit, or it's very close to happening. So him posting that photo, that pretty much almost confirms it. So looks like Felix most likely will come. So if he does come, he loves playing on that left, of course. He plays from the left, middle as well, of course. Can play in the middle quite well, but left as well. So there is it's Sterling, that Mudryk or Sterling would be that third option now, not a second option anymore. They might go as a third option. So that could complicate things a bit for one of them. The problem with Sterling, he's just so comfortable. He's comfortable. He's happy. He loves life in London. The reason he came back to Chelsea, because he wanted to come back to London and live in London and be with his family. He's very comfortable. He's said it along. He doesn't want to move. He doesn't care. He won't take lower wages. You won't take nothing. You're not moving him absolutely anywhere. The only scenario I see, a loan somewhere, and we'll probably end up paying 50% of his wages. Only thing I can see happening. And hopefully he balls out, and then someone will buy him at the end of the season or something like that. But otherwise, I don't see. I think he's going to be here till he runs his contract, most likely.
I think it's going to hit until he runs his contract down, most likely coming from our brother CFC Dante.
Well, we can pay him out as well. We've done that. So we can pay him out a bit.
Yeah.
That could be an option. But yeah, I don't know.
Thank you very much, Dante. We're going to move on from there to DJ Sab. Before we get to DJ Sab, just go through the few comments here. Phantom of Minute topic. Thank you very much, as usual. Papa Russ Beat, man is representing. Big up to you, my man. It says a big up, guys. Big up to everyone there. Chelsea is cooking. Phantom of Minute topic said, can't try to believe that winning trophies does not matter at all. And that much compares to merchandise sales. Man United is still making more money than Man City with 3 times the funds, which is true. I mean, you cannot compare the size of Manchester City to Man United. You cannot compare, Phantom. The size of City, they can't even fill that stadium up. So it's not a fair comparison, though. It's not a fair comparison. Try maybe Liverpool and Manchester United. Let's try and do that comparison. And yet, we can have something to say here. Ras Beat, big up to you yourself. Phantom said clearly should have hired Conte, and Lukaku would have been a great at Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, according to Phantom. Mukwala, my man from Uganda, Kampala, big up to you. He says Joao Felix is back. Chelsea just bought. He says just loan him. I think he meant to say just brought him to the football club. All right, I get what he's trying to say. Mukwala. Thank you very much, Mukwala John from Kampala, Uganda. Big up to all my Uganda fans out there. Phantom said many Sterling can go to Saudi. Can go to Saudi. All right, Phantom. Bayer beat Tottenham Hotspur 3-2. Not able to score against Spurs at all. Mukwala John said tell Joao Felix to come back. Come to Uganda? All right, I think that's what he's trying to say. Thank you very much, Mukwala John. Mo Kasim from the Blueclouds YouTube channel said, Phantom, are you still a Fulham fan? That's a question to Phantom. If you have any answer to it, Phantom, drop it. You hear he will get it. It says or have changed again according to him. Let's go to DJ. DJ.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So what's your response on this Lukaku deal? Napoli Stelli's future.
Yeah.
Also, and then Felix deal, it's a swap deal or whatever. Lukaku.
Lukaku. I think on the Lukaku situation, I think I agree with the lads. I think he needs to go.
Hold on, let me say it right. Lukaku.
Yeah, look, he needs to go. I mean, look, I know Maya was going on about we shouldn't take a less price on him. However, I'm only looking at the situation. I'm thinking to myself, Napoli's the only club he wants to go to. Then it doesn't mean they have to hold us to ransom. My understanding is what I'm reading today is they're willing to offer, is it 38 million for him? But apparently Chelsea want to hold out to 43 million. Now, my thing on that is you're taking this guy off your wages for one thing. You may take a small little loss on him, but you're getting 325,000 off your books, right? Yeah. So for me, I would say take it. Take the 38 million, get 325,000 off your books. Okay,
sorry,
and he's
DJ,
gone.
it's only 20. Yeah. They're only offering 25.
25. I saw 35. I saw someone said reported it at 34, 35. And someone said 38.
No, it's 20. Even less, I think. Was it 24 something, and then a couple of add-ons.
21 million, right?
Yeah,
was that
and up to 25 with the add-ons. So yeah,
the price is not good.
What else can we do on it, bro? I mean, how else are we going to get rid of this guy? We're still getting some money for him. Maybe not the money that these owners want, but it still gets 325,000 off your books, doesn't it? Or whatever he's on.
I agree. I like I said, and the Italians will not take. They're in a good position with Lukaku. They're working together.
Yeah. I'd rather him go. Do you know? I'll be honest with you. I'd rather him go now for that kind of money. Yeah, and he goes to Napoli. He's happy. He's off our books. You get an unhappy player away from the club, away from everything else, and we move on from him, and we get this. Then try and get this Osimhen deal all but wrapped up. Now, going back to the was it the Osimhen thing we were talking about after the other thing you were querying about? Was it?
Yeah.
You said the Lukaku thing, and what else?
Lukaku nears Napoli move, Sterling future,
and then Sterling
tied to Felix deal. Yeah.
Regarding Sterling's situation, now this is going to be a tough one because, as it's already been said by the lads, he's already said that he doesn't want to move away from London, and he's very much happy at London. It doesn't matter how much someone offers or whatever, he doesn't want to go anywhere. So he's going to be a bit of a tough one. Like we said, the only way this Sterling situation is going to happen is if he does go out on loan. And as I said, but we'll end up paying half the wages as Dante said already. So if he wants to move back to London, this is that he wants London specifically. You look at the clubs that are around that he can go to. Obviously, Arsenal not going to take him. Crystal Palace won't be able to afford his wages. You then look at who else is the West Ham? I don't think will take him. There's really only one club that could possibly afford his wage, and that is Tottenham Hotspur. And that could be a possibility. He may end up still getting his wish to stay in London, but loaning him to Tottenham. And we all know that. But the good thing is he won't get an opportunity to play against us. So even if he was to cook at Tottenham, he won't be cooking against us. Yeah, so I look at it that way. That could be the only possibility of getting him off our books, Raheem Sterling, especially if we end up getting Joao Felix to the football club. I still don't think, for me, until this Joao Felix deal is done, I'm not going to say anything until he holds his shirt up and saying because all this talk has been coming out. I know Fabrizio's been saying a lot of it. He's been putting it out there, here we go and all that kind of stuff. But like we said, until the shirt's actually been held up by the player and he's actually joined, like we saw with Pedro Neto, then I'll just say yes, done. But until that time, it's all talk. So, let's see what happens on that one. If he comes, I'll be very happy. If Felix does come, but it means getting one off the books. And as I said, I can't see Mudryk going anywhere, so it's got to be Raheem Sterling. So again, another difficult one to get off the books. That's going to be a bit of a difficult situation, just like the Osimhen deal, because until Lukaku's off the books, Osimhen doesn't happen, does he? So we're in a bit of a stuck, what would you say, catch-22 situation. But let's see what happens.
DJ, do you think that Chelsea are in a very good position in terms of the demand of Antonio Conte? Because Antonio Conte has laid down certain things that he wants, and he felt like he need a striker, and a striker should be Romelu Lukaku. He need a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper has to be that goalkeeper. And because of these demands, it makes Chelsea to be in a very, very comfortable position and be able to get what they are asking for that 40 million Lukaku asking price.
I mean, it does play a part. I mean, look, we can even offer the guy Sanchez, man. We can more or less give this guy what he wants. Give him Lukaku, give him Sanchez. That solves their goalkeeping situation problem out. It sorts their striker situation out, so we can help Napoli out here in terms of that. But we all know who we're dealing with here. We're dealing with one of the most, I think, powerful guys
De
Laurentiis in the game. And regardless of what Conte wants, this guy has power over him. And if he turns around and says to him, "Look, I can't get you Lukaku," it's as simple as that. It ain't happening. Because I heard there was talk that they may be going for Neres. I saw today as well. If the Lukaku deal doesn't happen, he'll be cheaper. So so obviously this guy's playing hardball with Conte, regardless of him being the manager. So despite whatever Conte's demands are, and yes, it does play a part because obviously we're giving him a player that he wants and a player that clearly wants to go there. But he says that, but the owner has the final say. And if he turns around and says, "No, we can't afford to get Lukaku in and put him on the wage that he may require and want," yeah, I can't see Lukaku going there in that kind of like way. And at the moment, if this deal for Lukaku was going to happen, they'd have got a deal sorted out with this club with us a long, long time ago. The fact that Chelsea are holding up for more money says everything you need to know. The club are not going to sell him on the cheap. And I've said it already. If we get rid of him, I'll be happy because it takes 325,000 off the books. But again, let's see what happens on it.
Oh, thank you very much, DJ Sav. Just wait and let's see what happens on that. We got one more topic to go, and Phantom minute topic said Aston Villa was eliminated as a lone destination for Phantom of minute topic as they lost to Dortmund this past weekend. Phantom said Sanchez is awful, but I can't blame Maresca for Clearlake's mistake or decision making. Thank you very much, Phantom of Minute Topic. Guys, we are still rocking here. We are still rocking. 25 of you watching live on your comfort zone on YouTube platform, and the rest in all, it's 90 views. So all the rest are coming from X platform. Great platform. And I love it. I love it when people are tuning in. It means that the channel is drawing attention for some specific reason. So anyone watching it, if you're really, really interested in what we are talking about here on this platform, I've brought in a very, very intelligent football expert or knowledgeable, smart guys that understand the terrain. So that they're giving their honest opinion on this topic or trending news going on social media platform X, one of them, and YouTube also. So regarding that, we've laid down specific topics. We talk about the Omorodion reject Chelsea offer, citing lack of respect from Chelsea Football Club, and Gallagher Felix swap on the table as Chelsea Atletico negotiation. We are now discussing the Lukaku nears and Lukaku deal as Lukaku nears Napoli move, Sterling future, and also as it's being tied to Felix deal. The last one that we'll be discussing here is Madueke and Diego Moreira coup d'etat amidst Chelsea's squad reshuffle. So certain players in the squad that we already know them, they will be leaving. They will be leaving the football club. So Madueke is one of them, and Moreira, who has already been sold to Strasbourg, and we know Strasbourg is the sister club of Chelsea Football Club. Those Blueclouds, those that owns Chelsea Football Club, which is Biedat, Ekbali, Feliciano, Todd Bowley and Co. They're the same people that own Strasbourg. So I think he's been sold to Strasbourg for 3 million. It's something that we'll be discussing right after we're done with this topic. So anyone else that is listening, let us know where you're watching the show from. And what's your take on all these topics that we've discussed? And I know those that are watching from Uganda, Kampala, the UK, Africa, Asia, South America, North America, to be precise, Michigan, where I represent Chelsea fans. Let us know your thoughts or your take on these topics. We have our brother here, Mo. Let me get Mo's thoughts on these topics that we've already discussed before we move on to the last one. Mo, my brother, welcome back to the channel.
Hello, how's it going, Nee? How's it going, guys?
Big up, man.
It's going on great.
Big up, man.
Yeah, no, big up, guys. Big up, DJ. Big up, Nee. Big up. Who's the fourth guy?
CFC Dante. His name is CFC
Dante. Big up, Dante.
Yeah, he's all the way in Australia during that year. So I think it's
Down
midnight.
under.
Oh, early in the morning there. Early in the is it early in the morning, Dante? What's the time right now?
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The way to greet a person from down under is good day, mate. Good day.
Oh,
good day, Dante.
Good day.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Is it English?
You have to have the word mate at the end of literally every sentence in Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty common here.
Oh,
Very common.
Dante me?
It's true.
Dante me?
Not like that, no. Not like that.
Mate.
Good day, mate. Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Yeah.
All right. I'm learning something new. Thank God. Wow. I mean, it's
right now in the UK we have some Australian weather at the moment because it's boiling, it's baking. Literally, it's baking right now.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so that was the hottest day in England.
If DJ Sav opens his camera, you're going to see sweat pouring down his face. Am I right, DJ? Am I right?
Yeah. No, I was earlier on, man. I was earlier on. That's why I covered it afterwards.
That's great. Anyway, let's get back to business. Mo, and what's your take on some of the news that we've already discussed? If you want me to elaborate some of the highlights or the headlines that we have on the show, I can go on it again. Let's start from the Omorodion deal that has been rejected by himself and the football club Atletico Madrid. What's your take on that one before we move forward?
To be honest, it's still unclear. I mean, unless I've missed it, we know the deal has collapsed. We know it collapsed late. Oh, it was announced late last night. Why it's collapsing? What happened? It's still unclear. Is it to do with the contract? Is it to do with the amount they're paying, the length of the contract? Chelsea do give long prison sentences when it comes to the contract. So maybe he wasn't happy to be tied down to a 7-8 year contract. Maybe the offer wasn't up to scratch in regards to how much he was going to get paid. I don't know. The deal collapsed, and the issue is for me, it's not really the Omorodion deal. It's the ripple effect that it has. Joao Felix is a player that I rate highly. I think Joao Felix brings a lot to the squad. In regards to his creative aspect, in regards to his flair, his experience, Joao Felix has been around the block a couple of times. I mean, he's not old, but he has got a lot of experience under his belt, and that is something that we lack in our team. So having him in the squad is something that I'm really happy about. But the issue is, we were going for a striker. Now we're getting a centre forward, midfield, winger type of player. So for me, that is going to cause a little bit of a ripple effect in the squad. And I know, on the stream, you guys have addressed a lot of the issues in regards to, who's going to leave, who's going to make space for him. Is it going to be Sterling? Is it going to be Mudryk? Is it going to be Madueke? Is it going to be, who's it going to be? So that is another issue that needs to be dealt with. And that's potentially another player that we need to sell before the end of the window. However, the other side to that is the fact that Omorodion is no longer coming to Chelsea. Chelsea are now going to pursue another striker. And for me, that striker is likely to be Osimhen. Osimhen is a striker that a lot of us in the fan base would be happy to have at the club. He's also a striker that is kind of tied to another chain transfer, which is Lukaku. Lukaku is a player that we want to get rid of. Lukaku is a player that wants to go to Napoli and wants to play with Conte. Napoli want Lukaku, and Napoli need to sell Osimhen. Therefore, we are in a position to acquire Osimhen. However, and this is the big however, how much are we going to offer him in regards to the contract? Regards to the transfer fee, it's not going to be a problem because we have a player going the other way. So we will come to a consensus with regards to the transfer fee. But the contract, Osimhen does want a contract that reflects his ability, that reflects his stature. Osimhen is one of the top strikers in the world right now. This might be subjective depending on where you sit in respect to his last season. He didn't do fantastic in comparison to previous seasons, but he is one of the best strikers. So he's going to demand a hefty contract. And could Chelsea, do something in respect to the wage cap that we have? Are we going to be able to offer him something a little bit more? If we get rid of Lukaku, if we sell Sterling, we are literally freeing up north of 600,000 a week, because both of them combined, I think it comes to around 645,000 a week. If we sell those two players and we offer Osimhen 250, 300, it's not breaking the bank. But will they do it? That for me is a stumbling block when it comes to the whole Osimhen situation. Okay. Now, another thing that is apparent is the amount of players we have in our squad. Chelsea right now have, I think, is something between north of 50 players, eligible for the first team squad. We need to cut that down to half. We need to be at 25, 24, players for the first team squad. We have got players that need to be sold. Now, the issue I have here is this: we seem to get to this position every couple of years. A couple of years ago, we had to get rid of a ton of players. We were lucky because a lot of those players were experienced and were attractive to other clubs, and we were able to sell them. Saudi Arabia, next a couple of other players. We got a few out on loan, but to be honest, we can't be in this situation every 2 seasons. We need to be able to balance it. We need to give players the chance to develop and the chance to show what they're all about. Players like Chalobah, for example, he's one that is going to be potentially sold. A player that I want to see stay at the club, and I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. But yeah, we're looking at bolstering our defense. We've got a ton of defenders. We don't need to bolster our defense. We need to sort out the defense. We need to get the tactics straight. We need to get the organization of the defense straight, which is something that I want to see Maresca focus on this season. I've given my bit, and I'd love to hear what you guys think.
Thank you very much. Yeah, just like you said, regarding some players have to move and make way for others to come in, which we've seen Sterling, who said he has been linked. Madueke also, according to some reports, Madueke and also have to leave. And also you did mention that numbers of players have to cut down to make it easy for Maresca to be able to work with them. Because if you have, I remember either Dante or someone said we have almost about 7 players that has to start again. That becomes a headache. That becomes hectic for a young manager like Enzo Maresca to be able to fit all those top players in his team and make everyone happy. So just like you said, it will be very, very good if Raheem Sterling, like you say, Dante also said, some of the players like him. He's more of like a leader, but not a leader on the pitch. He's a leader like a legend in the Premier League, but not the guy that has like influence on the pitch when things are going bad or things are going down, like John Terry or Didier Drogba or Frank Lampard say, hey, we got to do this. I want you to do this. I'm going to head the ball in, go cross the ball, fake, I'll be standing right here, give the ball to him. That can really influence the game with his voice, not just the way he commands the game on the pitch, because he doesn't really input much. His balls, are not that effective. Final third is always awful, and he lost the ball too many times. I watched the game yesterday. He came on, he loses the ball too many times. So I think that it's time for Chelsea to part ways, with Raheem Sterling, because he doesn't offer much, which I agree with. Madueke, I found it difficult to let Madueke go because he's been our standout player right now the whole entire preseason. He's really affect games when Chelsea need him. But there's something about Madueke which I don't really like.
Just to cut you off for 2 seconds, apparently Chelsea are open to selling Madueke for the right price. Apparently, so
but they're not willing to sell him, but they're willing to listen to offers. Yeah, but they're not willing. They won't sell him, but they'll listen to offers if the right price right price come in. So let's say the price is below what they're asking for, they will not sell him. They are willing to keep him. Is that's what you're trying to say?
So,
Right.
Madueke is in Maresca's plans. He is a player that Chelsea do want to see develop and do want to see in the squad. However, if a team does come in with a good bid, with the current situation they're in, they are open to listening to that bid. It's just one aspect that I didn't touch on, and that is, will the player leave? I think DJ Sab was talking about, Sterling wants to stay in London. He is happy here. He doesn't want to move out. I think Sterling has a lot invested in staying at Chelsea Football Club. I think Sterling would prefer to stay. However, we've seen Chelsea play it dirty. We saw the way they handled the whole Chalobah situation. We saw the way that they handled the Conor Gallagher situation. There's other examples, but they're a little bit more debatable. I can say Mason Mount, but Chelsea do seem to have when I say Chelsea, let's just say the ownership do seem to have an evil streak when it comes to the way they deal with certain players. And if Sterling doesn't want to leave, they can force him out. I mean, they can do things to force him out. If Lukaku, and again, Lukaku wants to go to Napoli, but if Napoli don't put in the right price, the right offer, and Lukaku refuses to go to clubs in the Premier League, Saudi Arabia, or any other club, then Chelsea will not be forced into selling. They will keep him. They will transfer him to the development squad, and they'll leave him there. They're more than happy to pay his wages, but not give him what he wants. Because if they give him what he wants, then they give the players a power to dictate what happens. And Lukaku being the age that he's in, and Sterling again being the age that he's in, if he's in the development squad for a season, then his future in football is pretty much done. And I don't think anyone wants to be in that position, when they're north of 30. So just wanted to mention that.
Thank you very much, Mo. Phantom, thank you very much for your comment. And Abdul Razak Concept said that personally, I'm not an Ultimate fan. Guys, I don't rate him at all. According to him, he just laughed about that. I'm not his fan either. But from how things are shaping, I'll be very happy if they bring him, because the young McGee, he still need time to get better. He need a little bit. He's lacking some confidence, but he's a good player. He's not scared to attack and make mistake. He's trying, but I think that if we want to challenge the top guys out there, we need a very, very good striker like an Osame to help. Phantom said we need 50 players to field a team, because you have almost about 22 players on the injury list every year. Phantom, come on, man. We don't have 22 right now, but we've tried and keep them fit. 50 is too much. It will be too much for a young player, a young manager, Maraska, to deal with them. But I don't know if Dante or anyone else wants to discuss on the topic. If not, then we can discuss a little bit on the Reece James injury, a little bit on it, and then we can call it. I know more. You said you don't have much time, and I'm sure DJ Sab also got some few stuff to do, and also Dante the same thing. But then, guys, I want to hear you guys' view. Diego Moreira, like I said, he's already make his way. Mo, what's your thoughts on it? He's finally been sold to Blueclouds for a fee of about 2 million or 3 million. That's what I've been reading.
I think it's 2 million. So he's being sold to Strasbourg with a buyback clause, which is another loophole I can say. So I think they're looking to loan another player to Strasbourg, and because there is a limitation to how many players they can loan to a particular club, so instead of loaning him out to Strasbourg, they're going to sell him with a buyback option. And that gives them another free slot to transfer someone else on loan to Strasbourg. It's a good idea. I don't think he'll get into the first team right now. So it's a good idea for them to do that. But why are we in this position in the first place? Why do we have north of 50 players in our books? So that's the situation we're in.
Thank you very much. Mo, is the light behind you? Is it coming from the window?
It is, yeah.
You know what?
And,
let me say this. Let me say this.
Mm.
It's coming from the window, but the way the curtains have shaped itself and given that reflection, make it look like an RGB light, white light, and it's beautiful. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. It's deliberate. Those curtains, okay. I don't know if you can tell, but they're actually blackout curtains, so they're supposed to let no light through. Okay. But it's so bright outside that you get that effect on the roof and on the ceiling and on the wall. But it's natural light.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And then you have the little light in front of you. One side, it brightens one side of your face, and it gives that cinematic look, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's that side. That's
the light, it's that side. Yes, on the left hand side. So, guys, we got 16 of you watching live. I want to do this real quick. Our man over here, if you don't know him, I know definitely we have some of you here who haven't visited this platform before. We got I think 50-40 right now. Anyone, if you haven't seen this man, you've heard him talk many times. He upload video any other day. Yeah, he used to do what I'm doing each and every day, but because of work has take that time away. But yeah, long-serving Chelsea content creator. Yeah, he's got a very, very big platform.
I'm gonna announce it on your platform. So I made a video today, and I've announced it on the video. But just so you know, and everyone who's watching knows, live streams are coming back to the Blue Lounge. Okay. I'm gonna do one live stream per week every Sunday at 9 p.m. UK time. So it's going to be a relaxed live stream. We're going to just discuss, banter, no agendas, no prep. I mean, we're going to discuss the news of that week, and if there's a match on that day, as will be the case on Sunday, we'll be discussing that match. But live streams are coming back onto the Blue Lounge Sundays 9 p.m. and everyone is welcome to partake.
Thank you very much. So it's nice to hear that because like I said, guys, this is how I got the inspiration. I started streaming because learning from legends like Mo, on this platform, he gave me the opportunity to be on this platform and learn. And from it before I became what I am right now. So I always appreciate the effort and whatever he did for me when he had his platform going, but because of work, he has to be uploading instead of doing a live stream. But we'll be there to support him. So, guys, if you haven't seen his platform, the 3 dots right there. I think I had earlier on. This one. If you click on the 3 dots on his name, right, on the comments, it will take you straight to his platform. And then subscribe when it goes live, and then you're there 9 p.m. UK time. You're free, and you want to get entertained and listen to what is going on, and listen to the argument here. You're gonna see one of a man over there called one of the great guys called what's his name again? Boogeyman. Yeah, I'm definitely, you can hear Boogeyman right there on the show, hearing his thoughts. He's a very, very funny guy and intelligent guy.
Talking about panel members, my very first panelist on the Blue Lounge is actually here on the panel today. That's DJ Sav. He was the very first. He was the very first person to actually partake in a panel on my streams. I think it was about 3 years ago when I did my very first stream. So big up to DJ. He was the very first panelist on my show.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's where I also got to know DJ too. So guys, we're just family. It's just a long time coming.
I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't for DJ, I would not have come across your channel. He's the one that introduced at the time it was Blueclouds TV. He's the one that introduced me to your channel. So I
remember I had that. I was watching it when he said I think I sent the comment. It was like, one of that one. Yeah, up and coming Chelsea channels. Then I went there. Then as soon as he said that, he read my comment. Then I started clicking the link to join the show. Also, that became part of the what was it called? Baggy TV. It was then
Baggy
Baggy
TV,
Yeah,
Baggy
Baggy.
TV, yeah.
So, all right, guys, thank you very much. We're still on it. The last one, I want to hear your opinion on it. We're gonna go accordingly. Whilst you're here, and I'm not gonna have you forever. I'm sure you're gonna do a video, so probably I'm taking too much of your time.
No, I've done the video already, so
You've done the
I'm
video
not
already?
uploading. I'm not uploading today.
Okay,
It's
then
just
let me get at least 60 or maybe some 2 minutes from you regarding Reece James again. Mo, Reece James is injured again, and that same hamstring, DJ. I mean, Mo, what's your thought on this?
Yeah,
How does Chelsea
yeah,
handle this problem? This guy have to stay fit. If we don't see
yeah.
that, if he doesn't play that much game, it means that we're going to have Enzo Fernandez. And I did say this earlier on. They said before you have to be a Chelsea captain, then it means that you have to be able to speak English and communicate well with the referees, because referees doesn't talk to anyone else on the pitch, but just the captains on the pitch. And Enzo, to me, I don't think he speaks that good English. So how is that? How were they able to make Enzo a vice captain? So take it from there, Reece James, Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, So Enzo Fernandez being captain for me is problematic, and I personally rate Enzo Fernandez highly. I think he's a very, very good player. I know people may agree, may disagree. I think Enzo Fernandez is a very, very good midfielder, and I think he will potentially be one of the best, in the league. Potentially. However, Enzo Fernandez comes into this season on the back of, in my opinion, a scandal. Okay, what he did, the way that they celebrated after winning the Copa America on that bus, I'm going to call it what it is, the racial, opinion that they had in regards to the French team. Is one that doesn't sit well with me. I just came back from France. I was there for the Olympics. I was watching the football, and the Iraq played Argentina. I was in the stadium, and we had French supporters there to support Iraq. Okay, French people came to support Iraq because we were playing against Argentina, and they were not happy about the way Argentina disrespected the French football team and disrespected the French. So for Enzo Fernandez to come on the back of that and to be given captaincy, I question the judgment on that. In regards for the captain to speak fluent English, not necessary. He needs to be able to communicate, so he needs to have a good understanding of English, basic English. I'm not sure what the level of English is with Enzo Fernandez. I don't think it's great, but I don't think we need to have an English player or a fluent English speaker becoming the captain of Chelsea Football Club. I think we need to have a player who has gained the respect of his colleagues and gained the respect of the fans, and is also has some level of experience to captain Chelsea Football Club. Now, Reece James, his injury. I believe Reece James has got a serious problem with his hamstring. Reece James, undoubtedly, when he's fit, one of the best fullbacks on the planet, when he's fit. But he isn't. And he hasn't been for a number of seasons right now. We haven't seen a fit Reece James, I think, for 2-3 seasons. He plays, half a season, and he's out for the second half of the season. Should he be captain? Well, if he's available and if he's and if he's going to be able to represent as a captain, yeah, definitely he should be captain. But he's not there. He's not there, and we saw the armband, go around the houses last season. Thiago Silva took it, Gallagher took it, Chilwell. Everyone in the team at one point had that captain's armband on their arm. So I think we need to have a player who is able to play consistently and is able to represent the club properly, not open us to scandals, not open us to issues on and off the pitch. And that's the person who should be the captain. Does he have to speak English? He has to have basic English, but doesn't have to be a fluent English speaker.
Would you say that Enzo Fernandez scandal, was it deliberate or was it just unfortunate in his situation? Is that why you think that he doesn't deserve to be
Okay,
a captain for the football club?
so firstly, it is not Enzo Fernandez alone. Okay,
Correct.
he was not. He is the one that filmed it, but everyone on that bus was partaking. So
And
to
and
single him
if
out,
hold on, if
to,
hold on,
yeah,
because if we should move on, I'll say there is, I think, a rivalry, or there is a fight, or misunderstanding, or would I say something that need to be settled between French national team, or the certain French players, and Argentina as a whole, national team as a whole. So that is why that song was being made by the Argentines. It was been a song that has been, the fans has been singing, and according to the live stream, the song also came along and they decided singing together. That's why I'm saying that I
yeah,
will not being
yeah,
too harsh on
yeah,
the young Argentine.
yeah. So first of all, I will not make an excuse for them. Okay, I will say this. I will say this. I have had discussions. I have had debates with many people, with people from African descent, from people of West Indian descent, and we've discussed players from a different background representing a country, whether it's France, whether it's England, whether it's Germany, whether it's Spain. Okay, and where does that correlate in regards to how people from that country feel towards that player? As an example, I'm an Arab. Okay, so when I saw Samir Nasri or when I saw Zinedine Zidane play for France, um, I celebrated their success. For me, Zinedine Zidane, Benzema, all these players representing a French team. To me, they're still Arabs, but they're representing a French team. But for me to discuss it in a way where I am slurring, where I am disrespecting that fact, that is the issue. So if one of your children was to represent the United States in the Olympics or in any tournament, and then I would say, oh, they're not American, they're from Ghana,
Mhm.
okay, and say it in that way, I am being disrespectful. Okay, but for me to say, congratulations to America for winning that medal, and congratulations for for Ghana for having a person of their roots doing, that's fine. For me to talk in that way, but for me to talk about it in a disrespectful manner, that's where the issue is.
Right.
And again, it isn't Enzo Fernandez alone. It's the whole team. So for us to target him specifically, I think it's wrong. I do believe that we should move on. That we should turn a page, and he apologized. The French players in the squad have accepted his apology, and we're moving on. That's fine. We turn over that page. But for the club to actually come out and just give him the captaincy so quickly on the back of an incident like that, I think it just raises a few questions for me personally. Yeah, that's my
In
position.
your
on it.
opinion, who would you prefer to be the vice captain for Chelsea if Raheem Sterling is not willing to take it? From what I've read, Sterling is not ready for it, and who else would you think that he deserved it besides Enzo
Is
Fernandez?
I mean, if Chilwell isn't going to get sold, then I'd give it to him. But it does look like Chilwell might be on the way out.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the team are quite new, so it's a toss of a coin.
That's why I think that is
Yeah,
that easy
yeah.
for Enzo Maresca to give him, because he's one of the players that have won a lot in the whole in the squad. No one else have won more than he has won in his career besides those Raheem Sterling, who's not ready yet. Enzo Fernandez won World Cup and Copa America with Argentina, so I think that he's the one that stands tall among all the players as a leader. In that point, also, it's not just leading by age, but leading by a number of trophies and experience he's gained in world football. I think that's the reason why they gave him the captainship, and he's been
I
there.
mean,
He's been
yeah,
there more than a lot of these players that came in previous
I mean,
season.
You have got Chalobah, but again, he might be sold. You have
So
Levi Colwell, but Levi Colwell, is he going to stay? Is he going to be, given game time? I mean, a lot of the players that we have in the team right now,
uncertain.
we don't. Yeah, we don't actually have a spine. We don't. I mean, if I was to ask you to pick your starting 11, and I pick my starting 11, and DJ and Dante pick their starting 11, I guarantee you, we're going to have different lineups. We don't actually have that core in our team. I mean, you can talk about Caicedo, you can talk about
At least
Enzo.
we can have 3 different players missing in each lineup. 3 different players.
Easy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Missing in each lineup.
I tell you what, who would be a good shout potentially next season?
Mhm.
Cole Palmer.
For a captain.
He'll be, yeah.
For the main captain.
For the main captain or vice captain next season.
Yeah.
I think the way Cole Palmer's trajectory is going with the club right now, with the amount of respect that he has gained from us Chelsea fans and football fans in general. I mean, all you have to do is look at his celebration and how many other players have started to imitate it. I mean, in football and outside of football. So Cole Palmer is one of the best stories, the best outcomes that we've had so far for quite some time. So he's definitely a player to keep an eye on. And
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Potentially in the next Chelsea captain potentially.
Right. Thank you very much, Mo Kasim, the man from the Blueclouds YouTube channel. I'm sure DJ and CFC Dante are all waiting for their turn. Speaking of that, also regarding what's his name again? Cole Palmer celebration. I tell you what, the celebration have moved away from just football. It's not just in football. It's moved away from football to athletic. Tobago, I think the Namibians. Is Namibia or Uganda? I forgot where exactly he's coming from. Either Uganda, the country that frankly, the guy that have won, I think, either bronze or silver in Olympic 200-meter race in the past. Before I've watched him race many times. Yeah, Tobago, the guy that won that 200-meter meters race, he did the same celebration. He went like that Cole Palmer celebration. I was like, since when athletes are also watching Cole Palmer? So it looks like Cole Palmer celebration trend is everywhere. I know it's very common in South America, in England or Europe, and also it's transformed itself to athletics. So yeah, Cole Palmer could be the just like Dante said, the face, DJ said, the face of Chelsea Football Club. So thank you very much. A lot of Vipin Nation, nice to see you here. It says who is realistic according to him. Says the one we got is crap, and for the future, I think he's talking about the striker. Rumors saying we are. But Lord, thank you very much for being here. Santiago said, Lord, we are united. Lord, we are united. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Tottenham. Striker, great striker. I think I missed some of the comments, so that's why it doesn't make sense over here, because I did not follow up the discussion between the two of them. Santiago said, Lord, Vipin Nation, if the next striker we get is not Haaland, Osimhen, Kane, Lewandowski, Isaac, Benzema, you would not like them and ask for another striker, according to I think it's conversation between the two of them. That's why it's not really making sense to me. But anyway, let me get CFC Dante's view on this situation, the Reece James injury, the captainship, and how it can affect the football club.
Yeah, look, I don't think Captain Reece James is captain material. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think he was ready for that when they did give it to him, because of always being injured, not being available, not being on the field. He doesn't really act like a captain on the field when he plays. He's not really a captain. He plays his game, does that, but he doesn't really act as a captain, not as a captain I would want to have as an ex-player. Yeah, I don't see him as a captain. I just don't. Now, that could be different behind the scenes, obviously, but his character and the way he goes about himself, he's not really a captain material. But that was kind of pushed onto him a little bit. So, look, I think he's a great player, but we know his injury record is obviously not good. And yeah, for me, a captain's got to be on the field all the time. Not all the time, but not missing like 3 years in a row almost. So yeah, I think they should probably try to get that captaincy off him and just maybe take that pressure off him and yeah, let him rehab, let him do his game and take that big pressure off him. Maybe that might help him a little bit as well. But I did say coming in this year, this is his last chance after having the surgery, finally having the surgery, because he never wanted to have the surgery on the hamstrings because it just wasn't his family views. They wanted the natural way. They didn't want to have the surgery. But finally he had it. If this doesn't work, I can tell you from experience and a lot of medical people as well, if his hamstrings hurts again, he's done. He's finished. He will not. He'll most likely will have to retire if his hamstring goes again after the surgery. Because, yeah, look, it'll keep happening and happening. Other problems will start happening around. Yeah, he will never play again, basically. And I've seen it a couple of times. This, unfortunately, can be heretic. It can be in the family. Can be, just one of those problems that he can never get past. And it's looking more and more that way. And if what happened now again is the hamstring, and if it's the one that he surgically repaired, they're keeping a pretty hush-hush, saying it's not really an issue. So I'm hoping that's the case. But if it is that one, you can probably ask 9 out of 10 medical experts about it. Yeah, he'll be out for the whole season and probably not be able to come back again. So yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle with James at the moment. Not good news what happened, because do rate him as a player, is one of the best right backs in the world when he is fit. But now the club, if it is that problem, the club will have a big decision to make. And about sentimentality and that, these new owners are not about that. He will, he'll be forced out. Basically, he might have to retire. We don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, that's not the case. But we know these owners are not very sentimental, and they shouldn't be. It is a business at the top level. So the Enzo. I hope it's not that. But I'm just saying, because I know from medical experts, if it is that hamstring again after the surgery, if he goes, well, then yeah, it's pretty much a last straw. He's not going to ever recover from that. So cross fingers, that's not the case. The club are keeping it pretty hush-hush. So hopefully, yeah, they're saying it's a minor hamstring tweak, but they've given us no real details which one. So that I'm a bit worried about that, because they're kind of keeping it quite quiet. But anyway, Enzo captain. He's probably one of the only ones that I would give it to be honest. He's got what it takes on the field. I know those little off-field issues. People can say, look, for some people it can be racist. For some people it cannot. People have a lot of different opinions. I personally don't see it as racist. I see that they had a massive dig at the French players, because the French players did a couple of things very similar publicly as well about the Argentines and the Argentine national team. So they're just having a go at them, and knowing the language a little bit and how it is, you also got to take into consideration how it's said and how it's sung, not just a straight translation, because that you can translate stuff, but it doesn't come exactly right like that. So the way you hear it, the way it's said.
Is it similar to the translation of Lukaku's interview with Sky Italia, where it sounds a little bit more awful to?
Yeah, it's going to sound more awful because it's translated directly. But look, I'm for me, it's not really racist. It's it's disrespectful, and like most said, it's very disrespectful. It's a dig at him, but it's done in a very joking, in a very like lighthearted, joking way. I don't think they intentionally wanted to be racist, but I can understand why people saw it that way. And if people were racial, they think it's racist, they have every right to feel that way. But yeah, you got to look at little things like that. And his relationship with a lot of other black players at Chelsea, we've seen him play with kids. He's got friends so. Look, it can be for some people, but for me, it wasn't. And the way it was sung, and because there's context behind it to what the French team did, and said things about the Argentine, and sang songs about the Argentines, almost in a very similar way. They were retaliating and having a go at them It was a bit of banter, but yeah, it on that thin line. So in my opinion, it wasn't. I don't think that he's apologized. The clubs did what they did. Everyone's apologized. They made some donations, I think, to some for something. I can't remember where it was to exactly. The club did, the Enzo did, and then the club matched it as well. They've moved on. He's apologized to players. They accepted, apparently. Well, we don't know for sure, but they've accepted the apology, moved on. Yeah, it's a bit iffy with the captaincy, but as an ex-player, when I look at those players that are on the field, he's the only one I would look at. Say, yeah, captain. Why? Because he leads on the field. The way he commands, the way he talks, the English thing is not a problem for me. He knows basic English. There's not much you can talk to the refs about. They don't want to listen too much anyway. There's not much talking to the refs like that. You're not going to change the decision if they call a penalty or something like that. They're really not gonna. It's not going to make a difference. He knows enough English to do it, so the English is definitely not a problem. But as his character, and we saw it a few times. I don't know if people looked, especially against. If you remember that game against Manchester United against Mount, he's just passionate. He leads. He's got that sort of leadership quality. He is young, yes, but like you said, Nee, he's young but very experienced. He's won a lot of things already. So he's very experienced. For me, I can only see him as the captain. I said it a long time ago when Maresca, I'm like on Chelsea Perspective, said we were talking about captains. I said I only see Maresca choosing Enzo as his captain. I don't see. I don't think he's going to change James because that won't go down. But I see Enzo as being the captain. We had a big discussion about this, and looks like he's given it to him. Obviously, Maresca's seen stuff in training as well a little bit. He's behind the scenes. He knows him. So obviously, for Maresca to give it to him, he knows that he's got leadership qualities and how he acts on the field as well. So, yeah, look, I support it. I think he'll make a great captain, especially as he gets more mature. And yeah, I actually support the decision very much. So, yeah, like Mo was saying, we don't really have that many leaders in the team. Unfortunately, Sterling is not, even though he's the oldest, he doesn't want to be captain. He's too chilled. He doesn't care. He's more selfish. He's not a captain type. We can see that he's not a captain type. There's just no one else. Look, Tosin that's come in the defender. He's actually probably one of the more mature. Sort of can be a leader, but it's too early, obviously. But he's got a bit of that aura, the way he speaks, the way I saw and talks on the field. He's already starting to command a little bit when he has played. He's got a bit of that, but it's a bit too early. But yeah, the only person I can think of to give it to is Enzo. Just me as an ex-player, when I would give it to Enzo, even though he's younger. I think, I would definitely give it to him.
Thank you very much. Santiago, you asked for it. I've done it for you. Just move up Mo's face so we can see his reaction. Please, his face is being covered by comments on the button of the screen. Thank you very much. I'll move it up. Yeah, I don't see Dante's face, so I don't mind if I move Mo's face up and keep Dante down there. Yeah,
you can put me down the bottom, no problem.
I'm joking. All right. Maya said that we need him to be fit. I remember during the first press conference, they asked Reece James, what does he want to really want to see happen to him this season? He said he needs to stay fit and need to stay healthy and be fit to. He said he needs to stay fit for the rest of the season. That's all he's demanding for. He's asking for. But I hope that he gets it. I love Reece James, and I feel very bad if this hamstring make his cut his career short, because this hamstring is, same thing that Lauren James went through, but maybe you can say she's a woman. The kind of energy that she possesses on the pitch is a bit less than what Reece James kind of ran. The effort, the stats, the pressure he put in himself is more than what the woman possessed on the pitch. So probably he's all do the same hamstring, but he's man and she's a woman. You can't compare it. And we've seen in the Olympics. We've seen that in Olympics, some that they say they're man, some say they're woman, and you see the power that they're punching in the boxing ring. It's not compared to the average woman punches on the ring. But I don't know about that. I wouldn't want to get into it. because I did not give birth to them.
That's a whole different topic.
Yeah, if the parent says they are a female, we have to take it like that. It's not about what technology is saying. They have so much testosterone. So what? Testosterone. A woman can have high testosterone and still be a woman and punch a man. I've seen women beat up men all the time on the streets. What's the difference between that? You should give me a break. All right. I think we're gonna go to DJ. Thank you very much, Dante. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time on the show and the knowledge. Everything. Let's go to DJ. Let's hear what DJ have to say regarding the captainship and then injury situation with Enzo the Reece James. DJ, over to you.
Yeah, I'm here, bro. Yeah, listen, the Reece James situation, I'm not really concerned about it at the moment, to be honest with you, until it actually comes out to say how bad his injury really is, because I think it's been blown out of proportion a lot by the social media people. And I think from my understanding, it's only a minor injury. And from the understanding that I've been understanding, he will be back. If you think about it, he'll be back after his suspension, really. That's my understanding of it all. So once he has his 3-game suspension, there's a possibility he could be back for that next game. So I'm not really worried about it until I see more and I hear more on it in the next couple of days that it's worse. He's not going to be able to play. I mean, he's had that surgery now. We hope that the injury he's got is not bad. It's a minor thing. In terms of him being a captain, I actually think he's actually a good captain. I really do think that people say that. I've heard the views and opinions of both Mo and also to what Dante's just said. For me, I think Reece James is a captain. I think for me. I look at him and people say he's not a natural leader. I think he's got that in him. I think you just have to hear the way he talks about the football club, the way he talks about it when he was growing up. Very much what John Terry said when he first had his interview about being captain one day. And Reece James more or less said the same things as John Terry did. So I look at him and say to myself, that he's more or less, he's got the blood in him. If he can stay fully fit, as we said, I think for me, he's the right choice. As a vice captain, obviously we had Conor Gallagher last season. Obviously we had Thiago Silva. I think Corwell had it as well a few times. I think Levi Corwell, if he does stay, and I think he's going to stay, he's not for a bad shot either for a vice captain. I think he could also lead as well. But yeah, Enzo for myself, I guess because he's a World Cup winner, he's a World Cup winner. He's done the Copa America as well. You look at the experience that's on that pitch, and that's one thing. I think the manager looks at who's won things, and I think Enzo probably stands out. I mean, Raheem Sterling's won a lot in his career as well with Manchester City, but like we said, he's not going to take the captain's armband. But Cole Palmer, a great shot by Mo as well for next season. I think that guy's won a lot in his career as well with Manchester City whenever he's been in anyway. So he's more or less got that winning mentality in him anyway. So you look around you and you think there are choices we've got that can be our captain going forward. And, for me, I'd still keep it with Reece James if he's fully fit. And obviously give it to Enzo because of that, just giving it to Enzo as vice because of what he's done in the World Cup and the Copa America. So, like we said, he does speak English. It's not like he can't speak any English at all. And when you're obviously communicating with the referees, basic stuff anyway, when they're talking to you. So I don't think he's got any issues with that. I also understand the whole situation with why people are saying not to make him because of what's happened with him with the Argentinian squad. I, for one, you heard my views and opinions on it. Nee, I turned around and said to him, if this guy doesn't sort this situation out and the club don't sort it out in a way where he needs to go and learn education about not being racist and things like that, that's the kind of punishment he needs to be having. If he's learned all that and he thinks he's not going to do that kind of thing again, only time will tell, and hopefully he won't. And whatever way you want to call racism, wherever people look at it and say it was a bit of a joke, it was a bit of a laugh, it was whatever people want to say. For me, racism is racism, and it was still put that way. And that, for me, is not allowed. I personally don't like that. I can't stand that kind of thing in a game, for me personally. So, but as we just said, he's learnt from that now. And hopefully he'll obviously be able to lead. Obviously, with Reece James not there, he can carry on being a good lead for us next season. Because believe me, we do need leaders in this squad. And that's something we're lacking completely since John Terry. So, and Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba, as we said, no one else really has for me, stepped up. Obviously, we had Thiago Silva, but you do need someone that can lead in this thing, and I think we've got them. If we could, they just need to obviously step up.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Guys, we have been speaking for almost about 3 hours now. We've done 2 hours, 40 minutes of live streaming. We've covered a lot on this platform. If there is anything regarding or anything that we haven't covered outside Chelsea news, because I know we've talked about Chelsea news, almost everything. Anything else that you guys want to add to it? Dante, DJ Sav, Mo.
I want to ask a question. I want to ask a
Yeah.
question, and
go
this is to you guys. So, Reece James currently is suffering from a minor hamstring injury. That is the reports, and from what we understand, he'll be back by mid to late September, which, like DJ Saf said, will be at the end of his suspension. So he's coming back. The injury isn't too serious. What do you guys think about having Reece James play as a centre back for a month or so before we play him in his preferred position as right back? Reece James has played in that position before, and he has played well in that position before. Do you guys think that might be a good way to ease him back into the team? Is that something that is possible that Maresca could do? I want to get your thoughts and opinions on that. It's just, thinking out of the box. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Neil.
Mo, that's go on, Dante. I'll let you go first, bro.
I thought Neil was going to go. Sorry.
No,
Oh,
I'm
Neil,
just
or Nandy,
jotting-
whatever.
no, you guys can go. I'm just writing something down.
Go, DJ. Go.
No,
DJ.
go, Dante. Go for it, bro. Go, no, go. You go, Dante. I've already said you
All
go,
right.
bro. Go. On.
Yeah. Look, he wasn't very good in preseason. He looked way out of shape.
Mhm.
He got beaten a lot of times. He did not fall back into his. I was looking at him quite a lot, paying close attention. He inverted when he started on that right back, so he did invert. Maresca did say he was going to try that, and he did. He did invert him. He played in the midfield there, but when we went to the defensive phases, he was lost. He could not get back. You can see him walking or just jogging, not falling back into position. So
Especially against
it was
Celtic,
actually
right?
very bad. Yeah, he was very bad. Like the defensive phases, even the offensive, he didn't do nothing in the midfield. He just looked very out of shape, unfit. I mean, yeah, look, you would be. He has been out a long time, but he didn't really improve that much in a couple of the other games he played as well. He kept making the same mistakes, not falling back, getting beaten. Just looked very sloppy. Look, it could be he did do an interview I saw after. He did say it's still sort of in the back of his mind, the injury. So I'm just hoping he wasn't already starting to feel it those games, because some of the dribbles past him, he just got beaten very easily a couple of times. He just sort of let it go. He didn't even bother running back or sprinting back. So yeah, it was a bit worrisome. So hopefully he wasn't that. And then when that happened, obviously, yeah, look, he's gonna fall behind even more now. He's not gonna do any running. It is the hamstring, like you said. The club haven't told us to release which hamstring, because that's very important. Like I said, if it's that surgically repaired hamstring, then he's in big trouble. But they got asked the question. I saw that in some presses, but they're not answering that question. So they're being a bit hush hush about it. Yeah, so he's going to be behind again when he comes back. He won't be able to do anything. Lucky the suspension, I guess, that will help a little bit, but he still won't be back till after the injury, after the international break. But that'll be, again, he won't be fit. If he wasn't fit in preseason, he looked very off. He's not going to be fitter then again. So I think he's going to have a hard time getting back. It's going to take much longer, in my opinion. And we know Gusto's ability to play in that position. He's done amazingly pretty well on the left and right. So it's going to be hard for him to get back into it. But look, the club will give him time. I know they will. They're going to be cautious. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he plays. That right centre back you were saying, Mo, I think that's probably a good idea. That right centre back, it won't be as much running. Inverting to the midfield, people think that it's not, but he actually has to go out of position and then sprint back, always back into that position. So it's actually more work than being a right centre back. It's a lot more work being in the midfield. People think it's actually easier, but no, you still got to move a lot more than you would at right centre back. So yeah, I think right centre back will probably be good, but that's up to the coach. It's up to the coach if he sees him for that position. He might prefer another player there. We don't know. But yeah, he's going to struggle coming back. He's going to be offered again. It's going to take him another 2-3 weeks after he comes back to bring his fitness back up level again, because he's not going to be able to do any fitness work now the next few weeks. So yeah, like I said, a bit worrisome. Hopefully it's just a niggle. But yeah, it's a good idea to put in the right center back. But hey, we don't know if Maresca's gonna. We've only seen him really inverting more. We haven't really seen him really try that much right center back. I think he did for one game. Did he do a little bit for one game, if I remember? I'm not quite sure, but I only saw him inverting. So yeah, it's up to Maresca, obviously, that one.
Thank you very much, Dante, for that. To me, this is where I stand on Reece James. I think I agree with Dante with a lot of what he said. I watched Reece James, and I remember one of the games that was being infected. He didn't feel comfortable playing that role, and I remember, just like Dante said, you move more in that midfield role. Lukaku Kurela, he's always everywhere. Reece James, I remember when they put what's his name, Levi Cowell, to play in the left back role. He didn't like it. I remember I read that interview that he had with that one journalist lady, and Levi Cowell said he preferred to play in this left center back role because in that position he sees almost the length and breadth of the pitch where he feels comfortable. But with this one, he's running up and down, and he feels that to be very uncomfortable for him, and he doesn't like it. That is why he did not perform much well under Mauricio Pochettino. So I agree that Reece James playing that center back role is not part of his trait, or it's not used in playing that center back. Although the center back role is not stable, I think I don't know. It's very difficult because I'm not really.
He's done it before. I think he's done it under Tuchel. I remember he played right center back under Tuchel. I remember. I do remember that. So he played a bit there. He can do it. Obviously, he's got all the attributes to play there, so it shouldn't be a problem playing there. So yeah, he can definitely do it. But it's up to the coach if he sees him for that position. So
do you think that would be much more suitable for him, so he doesn't put too much effort on his body that is breaking him down? Because this hamstring, as we're talking about here, this is minor. They said minor, and I would say that Reece James has played 1.5 game during preseason, because none of the game that he played, I'm not so sure which of the game that he played 90 minutes. So if you put all together, I would say maybe 1.5 games during those 4 games that we played. The one against Inter Milan, he did not take part of it. So with that 3 games that he will be missing in the beginning of the season, that give him time to recover. So when Reece James come back and play full 90 minutes, 3 games, 4 games, are we going to see the same Reece James? Is it going to be minor, or is it going to be severe? That's another question that we all have to answer, because this is just preseason. It wasn't a full 90-minute game, and it's already having minor. So when the intensity rises, can Reece James stand to the test? It's also what it's also another question that we have to answer. So to me,
and look, Maresca was experimenting. Yeah, he experimented him because he knows he played at Wigan as a defensive midfielder. So he experimented. We didn't have Cucurella, so we didn't have the left backs to invert. So he experimented Gusto on the left, and then experimented James to invert as well. So he was experimenting to see if he can do it. I'm pretty confident he can do it. He's a great player, so he can do it. He's done it before. He's played in the midfield. My problem is his fitness is the problem, and he looked completely off, really, really bad. Like he could not get back into position at all. Was beaten many times. Just his body language didn't look very good either. So yeah, just a bit worrying.
And then since he was being moved from that position back to his original position, we saw him perform much better against Club America, and even with Manchester City, he was a little bit okay. But besides that, I don't know if investing and putting in that position will be much better, or keeping him as the right back, or maybe right center back will be. Then what do we do with the other players? Toxin also there in the place in the same role. We have Disasi, who will be coming back. I saw him, working out soon. He also is going to come back. Then we have Badishia, who plays in a different role. But we have so many players in that defense.
We have options, which is a good problem to have.
But how do you make all these players happy?
We've got a lot of games, Nee. We actually got a lot of games next season, so they can. It's not a problem. Yeah, and like I said, Reece will be out anyway, first 4 games, and who knows after that how long it'll take him to get up to fitness. Another couple of weeks, maybe more. So look, we have players to fill in. Luckily, we've got Augusto who can fill in very well. So yeah, so at least we got a great, not backup. I think he's pretty much competing for that position with James, to be honest. And he could even take over if he keeps going the way he's going. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, look, I think like Mo said, I think it would be a good idea if you really need to get him back in the team and they have to. I think, maybe there for a little bit before going to those other roles just to make sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Let's hear what DJ have to say. JC is in the building. JC will come to you in a minute. One DJ. I know Mo wants to hear what DJ have to say regarding his question. DJ, your turn.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I got along with what Dante's just said in terms of he can play in that position if need be. But we also know, I know in a couple of games that he did play when he was put in that position, he looked off a little bit. But let's be real. I mean, under when he was, I know people talk about it was under Thomas Tuchel, but when he played it under Thomas Tuchel, he looked excellent in that position. As I think we all know, I think it was just mainly been the way it's been at the moment. It's his injury, so he can play that position if need be. And if it's one way of easing him back into the game or back into his rightful position when he comes back, or back into whatever you want to call it, right back or wherever, or right wing back, wherever you want to put him into. Or I probably would say, easing back into that position, because obviously he knows he's got to do a lot more running when he's going up and down that thing, obviously defending, crossing the ball into the box. So yeah, I'll probably would say in terms of that, easing back into it. And like we said, there's always a position in midfield should he need to also rest him, but again, he'll still need to run back still obviously need to run back if need to as well. But in terms of easing him back, I mean, I probably would say, put him into the right centre back position when need be.
Okay. Mo, do you think that we gave you a fair observation to your questions?
Yeah, no, good answers. I totally agree with everything you guys said. I liked Reece James in the heart of defense, and I know under, I think it was under Tuchel, and even under Lampard, he played in that position. And it was at the time when we had Aspilicueta also switching from left to right, from a centre back position to a left back, a right back position. So there was a lot more room to juggle things about. I think Malo Gusto, with his performances, with his ability, gives us that flexibility again. I think Malo Gusto has proven himself to be a very, very good fullback, and I think we have the option, and I think we should take that option. I think Reece James does need minutes on that pitch. I think the fact that he's been out for such a long time has not only affected his speed, affected his maybe his ball playing abilities, but it's also affected his mindset. He needs to be on that pitch. He needs to be able to, he needs to get into the rhythm. He needs to get into the habit of playing football on that level. Him being out for a good chunk of last season, a good chunk of the season before that, he needs to get that game time. And I think giving him minutes as a centre back would be ideal, or a good option to ease him in. I literally have to go, but I just want to say big up to everyone and thank you for having me on the show. Also, thank you for giving me the time. I know I've taken a big chunk of the time. I apologize to Dante, DJ Sav. I've taken a lot of your time as well. So, big up to all of you, and hopefully I'll see you on the Blue Lounge. And like I said, Sunday 9 p.m. UK time, I'll be streaming. So everyone's invited. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. Nee, big up to yourself. Keep up the good work, brother. And Nee, I want you to send me a message on WhatsApp explaining to me how you did that cut screen, because I wanna make one. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
All right, brother.
I'll do that. Yeah. All right.
Cheers. Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Big up, man.
Cheers.
Thanks, man.
Bye bye.
Big up, man.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Mo. We have Mo the man from the Blue Launcher YouTube channel who came in
Sorry,
and have a say his
Lee.
discuss. Yeah.
Lee, sorry, but just a quick thing. I need to go as well, but I'm going to go and pick up my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to need to make tracks as well. But listen, no big thing on you, Jay Z. Yeah, I'll be obviously happy to talk to you on here, bro. Big up to you, by the way, mate. I do obviously need to go because I need to go and pick up my daughter. But I will catch up with you guys very soon. And everyone in the comments, please smash and subscribe as you always do. And hopefully I'll catch up with you guys very soon. All right.
All right. Thank you very
Sure,
much.
Peace, everyone.
DJ,
Thanks,
yeah,
DJ.
enjoy
Take
the
care,
rest
then.
of the day,
Peace,
DJ.
peace.
We have JC joining us here. Not JC, have a lot of reaction because I see a lot of comments coming from him. Down there, it says not invecting LMAO. It's a lot of invected stuff there. Yeah, let JC explain that to us over here and other issues here that he wants to react to. Go for it, JC. Dante, if you have to hop
hello,
on and
hello.
read, let me know, Dante. Okay.
I'm good, thanks.
Hello. Okay, a little bit disappointed to hear all this about, and to be fair, like it was. Uh, to be honest, it was not fair. Also, like to be hearing all this. Look, he was playing an inverted role in the initial games, and he was so much inverted. You could argue he was almost like being deployed as a midfielder. And let's be honest, Maresca system is not where a fullback will be bombing. Both the fullbacks will be bombing forward and overlapping the wingers or something like that. And he had Gusto doing that role on the left flank because our left flank has not been performing very well. Like he experimented with Gusto playing higher on the left side, and he put Reece James on the right side, but like it was more in an inverted role, I would say, and it's a different role. And if he's not good to the eye because he's not looking bombing up and down, that's a different story. As for the mistakes within the brackets, you call the mistakes which he didn't do those mistakes. Most of them were Fofana mistakes. It was Fofana jumping around all the places and turning up at different places where he was not supposed to be. How can you even blame James for Fofana's errors? So for me, James is fine, absolutely fine. Don't worry about him. It's all this talk to me is baseless. For me, if there was some some bad defending, then most of it was coming from Fofana because he was breaking the lines. He was not disciplined. He was not positionally a good defender. And the goal also was like clearly his fault. I mean, you could say like it was Reece James or Colville's fault. It was Fofana who left his position and broke the defensive line. So, and to be honest, like if we look at the game as a whole, yes, our defense is an issue in the prior to this game. In Inter Milan game, it was like 2-3 positions instances where our defense was exposed. Primarily only 2-3 times only, to be honest, because most of the time we held the ball, and those 2-3 times were the Fofana errors. James is not even the story of the game. And if I look at our how we ended the game, I think the structure we had towards the end of the game is more or less how we will see as the best structurally Chelsea playing 11. I mean, it will be tossing. It will be either Badiashile or Colville. So I do agree. Like Fofana has been given a lot of minutes, and it looks like he is the priority. But like we have also seen as like Caicedo was not ready, so Caicedo didn't play a lot, and Fofana seems to me to be not ready. So whether he will be ready for the first game, we will see. Same can be said about James. He was not physically fit enough, so he was not ready, and he has had this that criticism of James has to be correct. Yes, I have to agree. I mean, he is again having a hamstring issue, so that is very concerning. But criticizing some player for injury he has incurred, I don't feel like it's a problem for me as long as I have a Gusto and other players there. And to be criticizing a player for his injury record is not the right thing to do. I mean, we should be then looking at other players and try to find a solution for that. As long as the player is not fit, you don't judge his football. I mean the squad is 45 players. So how come we are criticizing James for being having an injury right now is like, okay, I mean, it's unfortunate, but let's see how it goes after 4 games. He's a good player, and he didn't play bad, to be honest. If there was some errors, I saw only on Fofana. I saw a lot of good things moving forward. We didn't take all our chances, but we are creating a lot more. And our most settled part of the our team seems to be the midfield, and that's really very good to say and look at, because that's a place where we have a lot of competition, eh? And I would like to just add one thing is like, we don't need to be worried about keeping the players happy, you know. I mean, I do not know why if we are getting Joao Felix right now, whether he's going to be deployed on the left side forward road. Yeah, probably, maybe that might be 4-3-3 or some system where he fits in there. But if you are looking for a width, then he's not that kind of player who will be on the left corner like trying to open up. So, but to be honest, we play 3-5. When most of the game we are in possession, we are in a shape of 3-5. It's not that we are rigidly playing 3-5, but we try to have most of the ball, and when we have most of the ball, our shape is more like 3-5.
Okay.
So our midfield has a lot of competition, a lot of good players. It's not about keeping others happy. Partly, yes, you can see you can say like we have to keep everybody motivated, but that's also like it's working as a team. It's not about working for individuals, but working for the team and improvement. So that's the least concern right now. Like if James plays or Gusto plays, both of them if are fit and both of them are good and they are competing and they are working for the team, we are good. We are good. Same can be said at every position. We cannot have any favors for any players just because he has had a good past. I mean, it's the team thing. It's a team sport. For
Thank
that,
you.
I totally agree.
Thank you very much, JC. JC really reacted to the criticism from Dante to Reece James, which it makes a lot of sense also. But to be honest with you, when you have Fofana, you're pairing with Fofana, then you have a lot to do. To be honest with you, he is, like I've said earlier on, he relies so much on his pace, but his defensive awareness is very, very low. And
Fofana's
Fofana,
been out
yeah,
much longer.
we're
So
very,
he's
very
got a
low.
little bit of a pass so far because he has
But
been out nearly 2 years.
Dante, before he
So
went,
the same. Why
before he
don't you
went
apply the same reasons for Reece James? And to be honest,
I
Fofana
did.
before the injuries was also having the same errors.
And I did apply that to Reece James. That's exactly what I said. He's extremely not fit. He's not tracking back. He's not
No,
getting back. He's losing the ball.
okay, I might be wrong, but what I heard is like the thought was like as if James is finished because of the injuries, and Fofana has an
Yes.
excuse of injuries.
No, James will be finished if it's his hamstring that got surgically repaired. He will be finished after that.
I
I don't
mean,
think
to me,
so.
I've
I'm talking
made,
about the
I've,
injury.
Maybe,
The
but
injury, yes.
that's
If he gets that
inaccurate.
same hamstring again after it was surgically repaired, now this early, ask any
Well,
doctor
I'm not a
specialist.
doctor. You might be. I do not know.
No, I'm not a doctor. I said ask any specialist because I've seen.
So
They
let's
will
not
tell
take
you he's
specialist
pretty
place.
much done. It's gonna, yeah.
um,
He's so
guys, this was being tweeted earlier on from. I'm not sure if you guys know much about Liam Tomey, the guy that writes for the Athletic.
yep.
Yeah,
Heard of him, yeah.
he wrote this down earlier on Twitter, and he said that Chelsea look into Pedro's Neto's injury history. Two of the biggest injury he had, where he had where impact his injury. He says Chelsea pretty confident they aren't the kind of an injury you worry about
What?
reoccurring. He
Not
will,
contact. Hamstrings are
yeah,
not contact, and the knee is not the knee Rico and the hamstrings. That's not a contact injuries.
yeah. So So it's nothing that Chelsea have to worry about. And also have some few statistics on the screen, comparing Reece James, Neto, and a new player that Chelsea have signed, Sterling, Modric, and Madueke. If you look at Neto, 90 minutes
Yeah.
up in play, he's got 4.51. Compared to Sterling 2.68, Madueke, Modric 2.22, and Madueke 1.79. And over here, pass into box in the 90 minutes, he's got 7.83, very high. And he's playing for Wolves, not even Man City. And Sterling over here, look at 3.77, Modric, and then Madueke over here. Madueke looks very low, but he's always looking lively. It looks like Modric is even ahead of Madueke. What's going on with Chelsea?
Mudryk, that's Marioka's problem. He's very selfish. He's too selfish. Takes too many touches, and as you can see by those stats, that doesn't help him. Neto, that's his strength, and he's always been that's his strength to create for others. We really lack that. We really miss that because Sterling, unfortunately, most of the time he loses the ball or a very bad final decision. Doesn't create that much
and doesn't
others.
go to the a player that need to score. He always get intersected. That is something that I've loved.
Exactly.
I saw some
Marioka is the
highlights.
same.
Neto. I saw some highlights of Neto and Chelsea. Neto at Stamford Bridge, and it looks very, very impressive. It looks very, very impressive. What a player that Chelsea have. I hope that it works well for Chelsea. Besides that, the reaction on the Reece James, JC, anything you want to react to or you want to say regarding some of the topics that we've
Sorry,
talked
just
about?
before that, Nee, sorry, JC, I need to go. I'm on another stream with Tobago, so I'll have to go.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
take
you
care,
very much.
guys. Thanks, Nee.
And thank you very much, Dante. It's a pleasure to stream with you. All right, I'm gonna end the stream with JC today. JC, any more you want to touch on? I want to know your opinion on it. If not, then we can call it some other day because I know you've been in the stream for almost about an hour now.
It's okay. I understand you've been here for 3 hours now, so that's been quite some time, a long stream. And no, very quickly, I would say is like just as is like I looked at the team which finished like somewhere around from 80 minutes onwards. The team which
Good
finished.
night, Phantom. Go ahead, JC. Go ahead. I was just
Yeah.
saying good night to Phantom. He's going to bed.
Okay. Yeah. So around 80 minutes or so, I think the team which was playing from 80 minutes onwards, that looks more, I would say, mature team, more. Although the gelling still needs to be there, but that to me looks like a team which for the last 10 minutes or something is like which is the preseason is coming to a conclusion too, and if we take that as a hint and attacking wise that was a good team, then we are looking at like Palmer playing on the right side and Lukaku playing as a 10 role and or Jackson on the pitch as a striker, and then on the left side, yes, might be Neto or Sterling, because our left side wingers are not that good. Madueke can be hit and miss because he scores goals. He is very direct, and sometimes it can come across also as selfish. Yeah, that's correct. But he still has some way to go to be a mature player. But I think if you are playing Palmer on the right side, then there is not even a question there. So I think if we are looking at these four as the wingers, I think only one of them will be playing on the left wing, and most likely we will see Palmer on the right side.
Palm on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been very, very interesting. I just pray for Reece James because it's not looking promising. That JC is not looking promising because the more games he plays, then we're gonna see his hamstring. I mean, we know it's not physical contact, but it's hamstring is running, his muscles are moving and swelling up and then going down and all that kind of stuff. There is a high possibility that it might come back again, but we don't wish him to get injured because it affected the team's development in the whole and what the team wants to achieve. So I'll say, JC, much appreciate your time coming on
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it and coming on to clarify certain things and your opinion. Like I said, everyone, its opinions are very, very respectful. We don't fight over here, but we respect each other. Guys, it's been a while. I want to say thank you all to my brother JC, CFC Dante, GFC Gavin, also everyone that came on. I want to love you. Phantom of Minute topic, Maya. Yeah, Maya, thank you very much. Who was on also earlier. Santiago, the man himself. And everyone, Mukwala from Uganda, everyone that came, a lot of Vapor Nation, and Abdul Razak concept, everyone. I always say Mo Kasim also, and Makim. JC, is there anything you want to say before we?
No, big up, brother.
Thank you very
Great to hear your stream, and thanks
Thank
for the opportunity.
JC, I respect JC so much, and what a lovely person he is. I don't know him that much, but I don't know, but his support. I think it was Coachella that recommended you to my channel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Coachella has been a brother. We've been brothers for quite a while. We all started from Mo's platform, the Blue Lounge. That's where we started from, and everyone went his ways, but still has a good communication with my brother. We talk behind the scenes anytime. But then, thank you very much, JC. I really appreciate it. Like I told you, if you feel free, you want to inject some kind of knowledge into the show, and you want to take part, do not hesitate. Just send me a message in the chat, and I'll just drop the link there for you if you want to, if you're free, because I know everyone have a busy schedule all the time. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll see you again some other time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you. It's been a very long stream, and I really appreciate anyone that come on to support the show today. I always say, Lil Desperados, hang on to hope. Bye-bye for now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.